All right, stream is up. You are live.
It should play music. I don't know why it's not playing any sound. It's really weird.
It's definitely going through.
I
just
know.
don't know why the speaker is set for.
Oh, that's why. It's going through the TV.
Is the TV volume down?
No. But it's the TV's all the way turned down. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's all the way up.
Yeah, I heard the test.
Okay, yeah. So then change it to the computer.
Change to the computer?
Yeah, easily. Yeah, that's way better.
Got it. We're in.
And now we should be able to.
And we're in. What's up, y'all?
Yeah, what's up?
We're live.
What's up? What's going on? Guys, tell us if you can hear us.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. What's up, guys? We're over on 190 of you guys. Okay, listen. We're gonna be in a different spot. I'm with the man, the myth, and he's got me sitting in his king's throne, Ian Went. I know you guys can hear me. I was talking more about we're on his stream right now.
All right, let's see.
Kristen says, hey, what's up? What's up, Denise 5x5?
What's going on? What's up?
He's going to send me the link, and I'm going to put the link. I'm going to tag it. We're going to be walking through the web of corruption live. We're just going to start scrolling through it.
And I can hear you. Can you hear both of us?
Can you hear both of us?
Can you guys on there hear both of us?
Testing. Can hear you. What's up?
And I just want to say,
we're getting yes.
What's up, Chance?
Are we getting yes? Is everybody saying
yeah? Everyone's good to go.
All right. Okay, so here's the link, brother.
Text that to me.
I'm going to send it to you right now. Channel live. Boom.
Hey, is Yellowstone 1.5 hours away, like you said?
Yeah, hey, here we are.
All right.
Talk.
Oh, test.
Live.
Boom. Hey, is Yellowstone 1.5 hours
away?
There you go. Yeah. We're good.
All right.
So we're good to go. Sorry for the it was my fault.
So okay. All right, guys, I'm just sending this link to Zach so that he can post it for his peeps.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of an impromptu live decided to do. Zach's in town to do a podcast episode tomorrow, which you guys are gonna freaking love. I know that's gonna be awesome. But I just thought, hey, why don't we just do a stream too?
Man.
Like, why not?
We were already chatted up. Might as well just put it on.
I know. Camera. And so for those of you who may not know who Zach is or follow Zach, he is disgustingly educated right now on the Epstein files and has a map that I'm looking at that's like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. I'm mind blown.
I'm going to jump off this. I'm going to jump right back on, okay? I'm going to jump right back on. I'm going to have the link in the comments.
I just sent it to you.
Perfect. I'm going to be right back.
All right.
All right. We're still here on the StreamYard. Just so everyone's aware, I'm talking to two different people at once. All right, copy this bad boy. Go back to IG. Then we're going to throw it up live once more. 3, 2, 1. Can I comment on my own live?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Yep.
I don't know if I've ever done that.
Bro,
thanks for having me, by the way.
Of course, dude. Stoked to have you here.
Thanks for having me. This is actually my first time in Idaho ever.
Really?
I mean, does anyone else really come to Idaho for any reason?
That's a good point. It's a great point. And it usually is the case. Like everybody that I have that comes out for the podcast, it's usually like, yeah, this is my first time. So,
yeah.
But you picked a good time. You picked a good time to be here. All right, awesome. Everybody can hear us. We are good. Hey guys, if you are not following Zach, make sure you do. Zach, will you want to throw your stuff in there? See where it says post a comment?
Yeah.
Post your socials and everything. You guys make sure you give him a follow. And as always, I never ask for any kind of monetary donation for the content. I do everything for free, basically. So does Zach, actually. But with YouTube, I'm actually able to monetize, and every single donation in the form of super chat goes towards actually building this channel so that I can do this more and more and more for you guys. So if you have questions, if you want to really participate, and if you are willing to help us and help me build the channel, please throw some super chats in there. And we'll answer those as we go.
Futuretron says I should be more pumped about Idaho.
I mean, dude, Idaho's pretty rad.
So other than potatoes and Mormons, what else is there? what else is there to Idaho?
Dude, there's
also, before you say that, yeah. Idaho is just a fat Delaware. You ever looked at Delaware versus Idaho?
Yeah, it's true.
It's just a fat Delaware.
You're not wrong. So I mean, dude, there's so much outdoor stuff here, like fishing. I mean, hunting. There's huge. If you're a skier or a snowboarder, it's some of the best. Like everybody says, Utah has the best snow in the country.
Really?
Absolute fat lie. Idaho and
Even better than
Wyoming,
Colorado?
100%.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. Idaho and Wyoming is the best snow, and I've been everywhere. So I've been snowboarding for 16 years.
Okay.
I've been everywhere. The snow here is unbeatable. It's
Why is the snow?
because it is just the best, like fluffy powder snow.
Okay.
And the thing about it is, like the place that I go, it's called Targhee. Dude, they'll get dumped on because it sits in this pocket, and they get all the snow of the storms, and they will get like, no joke, it'll dump like 2-3 feet. Not this year. This year's terrible, but usually it'll dump like 2-3 feet overnight, and you'll just be snorkeling the next day, and it'll do that multiple times a year.
There we go.
It's just,
I want
it's
to
the
get
best.
it so we're actually looking at each
Oh,
other.
yeah.
We're
Yeah.
looking opposite directions.
Yeah.
It's a little crazy.
No, and it's the best, dude. But there's a lot. I mean, there's, it's I'll tell you this, Idaho's still America. We never compromised on that. Maybe Boise. Boise's pretty gay. But Boise's fake and gay.
Ian, I'm just gonna put your name so they can search it. Ian Went.
Oh,
Please
yeah.
don't send me badges. Please don't send me money. Keep your money safe for a house.
Well, no, hold on. So if you do send badges or money, you mean on there? I was gonna say, if you do send something here, I'm going to split it with Zach, just so you guys know. Even though he's not gonna let me, I'm gonna do it. So
Hey, listen, and any money that goes to me, it automatically goes to our home front fund, where we go to making sure that people can afford rent. We were able to help somebody last month pay their $1,400 rent when they weren't
dude, that's
able
awesome.
to. Dude, it
Is
really
it not the
is.
best feeling?
I have sold, as of you being in sales,
Yeah.
so many things.
Yeah.
I've made lots of money. I've stood on stage.
Yep.
There's no cooler feeling than taking the skill sets that build proper businesses
Yeah.
and using it to build something else up
Yeah.
that isn't for you, like something
Yep.
bigger than you.
Yep.
This is like the first time I've done that. Like and I didn't raise the money.
There's nothing like it, dude. It's the best. Like I've literally said this. I think we've talked about this. I have said, after I've done these like relief missions in North Carolina or Texas or whatever,
Yeah.
like, dude, I was able to raise $200,000 through my
Oh
Instagram
God.
for North Carolina. And
What did you strip?
Yeah, exactly. No,
Did
I
you
just
do
have,
OnlyFans?
no, I
How'd you
just
raise
have this
200K?
incredible community that they just freaking show up, dude.
Y'all out.
Like we raised $170,000 in 16 hours the first time. Yeah. And then
You got 10K an hour?
oh yeah. And then we just went, and then I literally went down there, boots on the ground, and I gave checks to businesses that lost everything. And there's no better feeling. And I'm not saying that to like toot my own horn. I'm saying that because
No, I know.
if I could do that for the rest of my life, like if I could just raise money and give it away, I would do that in a heartbeat.
I feel like this is a perfect segue into billionaire corruption.
Yeah.
Because it's like you got
let's
so
talk
much
about
money.
all the giant pieces of shit in the world.
You got so
that
much
don't
money.
do that. Yeah, exactly. Oh, somebody said really enjoyed the episode of Bobby Sauce. Yeah, that was an awesome episode. We had a good time. We went for a long time too. I think we went for almost like 3 hours last night. It was fun.
We connected on IG too, by the way.
Oh, Bobby.
Yeah.
Dude, Bobby's the best.
He DM'd me and I let him know that, Ian, we were
Yeah.
grabbing some great pizza.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then he let me know.
Dude, Bobby's the best. You'll love his page.
I already followed watched some of his stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome.
He's in on it.
He's good.
He's
He's
in.
really good.
And
he's not compromised, dude. Like,
And it's so tough, by the way, I'm live on Ian's. This is my boy Ian's setup. My setup isn't looking crazy like this. This is Ian's setup. He's letting me sit in the king's throne right now. It's really hard to bring hard-hitting info about what's actually going on.
yes.
While also being able to maintain attention. And he's entertaining.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing.
That's so tough.
He's really good at entertaining people because he's really funny, and he's really quick with like puns and stuff like that.
Little bar here.
But
and
he's
there.
also very smart when it comes to this stuff. And so, yeah, he's good. He's a good creator, man. I knew you guys would get along really, really
Yeah,
well.
we're gonna hit it.
Yeah,
off.
you're gonna love it. Bobby, yeah, dude, for
I got
real.
This thing pulled
Shout
up.
out Asheville. Seriously, like Asheville's. They're some of the best people down there.
Why is Asheville the best? What's going on in Asheville?
Asheville is the place that got hit with North Carolina. That was like the main place that got hit with the Hurricane Helene.
Flooding. Yeah.
And
Wow,
dude, the
there's been
people
so
down there
much
are just
going
so
on.
awesome.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I mean, it was
I mean, not really.
now. I think
Year
it
and
was,
a half.
Now it's like a year and a half ago. Yeah, because the last one we went to was Texas, the one that they got hit in hill country. Yeah, that setup is generally so fire for a leftist. I love when they take the patriot aesthetic because they're actually patriotic.
I love it.
I don't.
Haters are dope, dude.
What?
Haters are dope.
I don't know what you're. I don't even like. What?
You have to be a coherent hater.
Like I don't know. Are you a hater or are you? I don't understand. Is that actually a compliment? Like what? Explain yourself, sir. Ken Travagliar, whatever your name is.
They're not building a military base for Qatar in Idaho. There's already a cross-training base that existed in Idaho.
Oh yeah, dude, that
already has the Indian Air Force, the British Air Force.
Yeah,
Qatar was already here.
It was right-wing slop, dude.
Yeah,
that was right-wing, low-hanging fruit slop.
I felt for like, because who was it that was it Hegseth that said that? He misspoke.
Yeah.
And said, we're giving them a base.
Yes.
It was like, what the hell? But then he came out and corrected himself like 4 years.
Yeah, but it was already there. And it wasn't that they didn't build a base. Like it's just they trained there and they were already.
It's all good, Josh. We all get smacked. I got smacked by, you know what? There was that graph going around about the Epstein files.
Oh, yeah.
About that it was like this green and red bar graph that said there was time missing from 1999 to 2000.
Oh yes, I remember.
It's not true.
Yeah,
it was just AI slap.
We all get slapped, dude. I got slapped the other day too with the key to the country thing that was going around about BB getting the key to the country.
Oh yeah,
it's real, but it's not current. So
it was a while ago.
It was going around like it was a current thing, but it actually happened in 2020. So even though I got clapped because I thought it was current, at the same time it was like, yeah, but I mean, what does that prove?
Right.
That proves that. Given everything that's happened, it's still messed up.
Happens so often on Twitter.
Yeah.
With economic data, like
tons.
It'll be something that's pertinent, but it's like, oh, this happened 6 months ago.
Yep.
You're just regurgitating a headline for the sake of engagement.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's dive into this. Like I said, guys, if you have any questions, throw them in the super chats. And I'm ready to have my mind blown.
Nah, man, this thing is a rough draft. This thing is a rough draft right now.
And you used web to do this, right?
So we used web, and I have a team, Joe and Sean. Shout out Joe and Sean.
Okay.
We've been building this 2 weeks now.
Shout out Ian Carroll and his team for building web.
But we've been using web on this because this isn't all Epstein, and web is specific to Epstein now. We have been using that
for the Epstein section.
And it's been fantastic for where the Epstein library search function really lacks in being able to find like core topics.
Yeah.
Because you're having to search by keywords,
right?
Specific keywords.
Yep.
It's been super helpful in just being able to get topics rounded out. And that's what this board's about is we've taken some of the core topics that I'm moving things. Oh, I'm so illiterate with this. Oh man, what's undo? Oh, we're screwed. Okay. So what we started to do was, well, I don't know what undo is. Is it Control Z? What is it?
Command Z.
Command Z. There we go.
Yep.
There we go. Now we're back in business. Okay. So we built this web of corruption titled The Web of Corruption. We're starting to build out everything from I'll bring it over here real fast. We're building out the Rothschild family tree. Ian, I want you to guess real quick.
Oh no!
What the color coding of this means. So just for a little bit of backstory, we got Moses Rothschild born in 1550. He gives birth to Gumpert. Gumpert then has Naphtali.
And you're asking me what the color code is?
Right.
So why gold?
Right. And then Amshel.
Because these are like the top of the top, dude. Gold is like the freaking.
So then what's the green?
The green is is fiat currency.
Oh.
No, wrong.
I love your answers. So,
what is green? Is that not money? It's like greenbacks.
So green. Okay. So gold, I just use for next of kin. So everything you're seeing on here, just next of kin, right?
Okay.
So up here, he had him. We're gonna have pictures up here and details, and I have a picture of the initial house that they lived in.
Okay. This is crazy, dude.
If I can.
This is legitimately like the freaking meme
right here.
The guy that's
right. So this is the original Rothschild house in Frankfurt.
Oh wow!
Built in 1567. Do you know how the Rothschilds got their name?
Yes, but you have to remind me.
Yeah, it was initially called the Reichsschild.
The Reichsschild. Yep.
The Reichsschild.
That's right. Yep.
It stood for Red Shield because back then, in Germany, it's all throughout Europe, really, there were no surnames. There were no last names.
And wasn't so I've heard, wasn't the Jewish star, like the Star of David or whatever, wasn't that the symbol for the first bank that the Rothschilds put down?
I'm not aware.
Okay, I'm pretty sure
The
that's the
first
case.
bank that they had
I'm pretty
was
sure
the
it was
Bank of London.
And I'm pretty sure that the sign outside
Actually,
of
no,
it
it was Frankfurt. It was Frankfurt first, Vienna, and then London.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the sign outside of it was a red sign, but it had that same Jewish star.
I thought it was always their crest, but I'll research that. And
I'm
if it's true, I'll put
yeah,
it in here.
I heard that somewhere, but I haven't.
We'll find it, dog. There's so much info out there. But this is their first home. They got their name from Reich Shield, Red Shield, and basically the way it was is so like Moses was the first person who lived in this.
Yep.
He was known as Moses of the Red Shield. That's what De Rothschild means.
Yeah.
Of Red Shield.
Okay.
So when we see of Red Shield, like back then, they would basically say like, "Hey, that's John at the corner." They would reference it based off your address.
Oh, I got
so
it.
that was their name. Now Rothschild officially became their name somewhere in the 1700s. But in this family tree, if I can find it again, gold.
Yeah. So why the colors? Yeah.
So gold. You ready for this?
Because I was way off.
I'm happy you're sitting. Gold is next of kin. Green are marriages.
Oh, okay.
Interfamily marriages.
Yeah. So they're a bunch of ancestral.
I mean, so like right over here.
I knew that. I knew that the Rothschilds were super incestuous.
Betty von Rothschild?
Yeah.
She didn't even marry her cousin, dog.
She married like her brother,
she
didn't she?
She married her uncle.
Or uncle. That's right.
She married this old dog. is pretty crazy. But we're getting like the family tree written out.
Well, dude, no wonder the freaking what's his face, the old Rothschild. Look at his face, dude. He's so he looks straight up. He looks like a demon, dude.
Right here. Well, yeah, he's
the one that died.
He's passed away now.
Like, is his face, his like skin is like melting off of his face.
And you've heard him talk, right?
Oh yeah.
He sounds like an evil. He sounds like an evil overlord. But it's important because, dude, if there's anything that we can like be
certain of,
that's a good word, is that there's mass media control.
Yeah.
And if you want a good hint on where it's coming from,
families,
look at the results in the Epstein library compared to mass media coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bill Gates, that's getting some coverage.
Yep.
Now Howard Lutnick, rightfully so, getting some coverage.
Mm-hmm.
We have Trump, Clinton obviously going on. I think they had the deposition today for Bill.
Yep.
You know who's mentioned 12,000 plus times in the Epstein files?
The
Rothschilds.
Yeah.
And you don't see a single panel or conversation or podcast episode about this.
You know, yeah, dude, it's man.
But the whole deal with the Rothschilds is there was Epstein involvement, so that's why we're mapping it out.
And you know the Rothschilds are the ones that are responsible for the creation of the state of Israel, right?
Correct, the Balfour Declaration.
Yeah, literally.
That was 1917, written to James, his father.
Lord James Rothschild.
It was the current James D. Rothschild.
But they called him Lord something, right?
Lord
James Rothschild. Yeah.
And that was
Jimmy
specifically to him. You're right. And that's not really been, I guess, addressed because he gets asked about it, and he blatantly just says, "Yeah, it was written out to us."
Yeah.
But then we never really get the why. We know the why,
right,
but we never really get the direct why.
Right.
So where should we start here, man? I got Epstein. I got Howard Lutnick. We got some Israel, a little bit of 9/11, Zorro Ranch.
Oh, dude, let's do Zorro Ranch because
Sure,
I think a lot of people. I don't think people understand Zorro Ranch. Everybody focused on the island. I don't think people really understand.
It's the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I'll be careful because we're on platforms I don't want to.
No, I mean, dude.
Just child trafficking is really the tip of the iceberg.
100%.
It's not. Oh yeah, the son's for my wifey.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It son's for the wifey. I'm not like worshiping
there.
any cabal or something like that. You are my sunshine. That's my wifey. Zorro Ranch, I believe it was in Arizona.
Yep.
Is a property that was purchased in 1993 for about $12 million. New Mexico, sorry, from the former New Mexico governor.
I thought it was Arizona too.
And they built a huge mansion on the ranch. Here are the original plans they drew out for where the ranch was going to be and the different roads and different little notes. It's off in the middle of nowhere. It's gigantic. And this is where Virginia Giuffre would claim to have been trafficked to, introduced to Prince Andrew from, and it kind of became her home base. Fun fact, Zorro Ranch actually has an address on 32 Lockerman Street in Dover, Delaware.
What?
Right. I saw that. I was like, what?
And Madison. Oh no, that's the New York place.
Yeah, that's New York. Those are much more. Dover.
Why?
And Darren Indyke was the guy who was in charge. He was the registered agent, as they call it in the LLC world. Here's Darren.
What?
The Virgin Islands called him Epstein's captain.
Oh, bro, that guy. Look at that guy.
Former personal attorney for Epstein, who worked for him for more.
Why do they all look the same?
They all look the same.
Why do they all look the same?
But guess who else he defended?
These old, fat, nasty white dudes.
Founder of the law firm defended Donald Trump in the classified documents case and currently represents Pete Hegseth, having first worked on his defense lawyer case for his sexual assault accusations. So it's like it's all connected.
It's all connected.
It's all connected.
It's one little club, but it's part of a big club.
And so this lady right here, Mr. and Miss Dublin, this is Eva Dublin, were apparently the runners, the admins,
For Zorro.
And we have right here that
Her daughter was 15.
dog. So check out this email. This is Eva saying, "Come and visit next week." Speaking about Zorro, Selena will have 5 friends over.
Oh my gosh, dude.
What a sick thing to say. In 2010, bro, Jeff just walked out of jail for child trafficking. Just walked out of jail.
That's when it's really started.
It's not, but it's
That's
nasty.
when they gave him the sweetheart deal. When they gave him the
Alexander
sweetheart
Acosta.
deal, that's when it really started. That's when it, like, he was doing it before, but the sweetheart deal is when it actually started. That's when it became a blackmail operation.
Right.
It wasn't a
That's
blackmail.
what you think. You think right then was when
100%.
you don't think it started with the blackmail earlier?
No.
Right.
Because I think he was just maybe. I mean, maybe, but not at the scale that it became after the sweetheart deal. I think it. I think it ramped up a lot after the sweetheart deal. I think they were like, yeah.
Well, I mean, when it comes to connections, yeah, because he started talking with Peter Thiel. He started communications with the Rock. Well, didn't start. He had some pre.
It went from like here to here right after the sweetheart deal. You know what I mean?
So Glenn Dublin is her hubby.
Oh, look at that guy.
Married in '94,
bro.
So guess who?
Are they Jewish?
Don't ask questions you already know the answers to. Do you want to guess who Eva was with?
I don't want to know.
Before Glenn?
I don't want to know.
In the 80s?
Do I want to know?
She dated Jeffrey Epstein for 11 years.
No.
Yeah.
She dated him?
11 years, dog. They had each other's keys to their house, toothbrushes, and everything.
Are you guys watching this? If you guys, I can't see myself. If you guys are like watching this right now, please share this. This is crazy. This is what I'm telling you guys. Like, totally impromptu live stream where Zach is just straight up opening up the freaking knowledge chest. Like, holy crap, dude.
We even have transaction details
right now, guys.
Between them and Epstein through JP Morgan, as always. And a $15 million fee was brokered between the Dublins and JP Morgan for a hedge fund.
What year did Epstein win the lottery?
Zorro Ranch won the lottery. I believe it was 2012.
It was 2 years after he got out.
Zorro Ranch won the Powerball. Yes. Which I haven't even added to this graph yet. There's so much we haven't even gotten to. We could spend a while.
Keep going. Yeah, let's do it.
So we have the timeline being built on Epstein all the way back from when he was originally at his teaching job. And you know who got him that teaching job, right? It's the same guy who also oversaw the case of Epstein's suicide.
Yep.
Gotta be careful with my words. And okay, so this is a weird one. I'm going to zoom in on this one.
Oh,
so
dude.
this is the Kit Kat Club.
Oh boy.
This is the Kit Kat Club. What just Ian, give me your 5-word synopsis on what comes to mind when you see
the
this
first thing I
environment.
thought was freaking Lady Gaga. I
love Lady Gaga. Well, she know about pictures.
You don't need 5 words. You just need one. Weimar. 2 words. Weimar Republic.
This is where Melania Trump
Oh boy.
and Donald Trump were first introduced to each other.
And Jeffrey Epstein introduced her to him.
Exactly. And guess who owned the Kit Kat Club?
Oh boy.
Ghislaine Maxwell. So to say that they weren't connected, in
there's
deep,
no
deep
question.
ways, like yes, there's pictures, but like literally responsible for this marriage. And it's also well known that Epstein hooked up with Melania before any of this happened.
Yes. Well, because she was a okay. I actually said this on the podcast
she was a sex worker, I believe, right?
No, she was a model. But okay, so again, I said this on the episode that I did with Ian Carroll. I said she was a porn star because back then, porn was largely just pictures, right? It was just nude pictures. There wasn't really any videos. It wasn't like today. So she was basically a softcore porn star before all of this. There's tons of pictures of her nude in like airplanes and all kinds of stuff like
Is this
that.
the only porn star first lady we've ever had?
I have no idea. Who knows?
Is there,
I think all
is she
these,
the first? To have
who
done
knows,
that?
bro? Who knows?
Man, I don't even know where to go from here. Could we focus on Howard for a sec?
Please.
So
Howard Lutnick.
Howard Nutlick, absolutely.
Howard Nutlick.
So Howard Lutnick is the current Secretary of Commerce. And I had a couple people DM me because I said, should this man have a position of leadership?
The answer is
Said,
no.
He doesn't have a position of leadership. What the fuck are you talking about? He's in charge of monetary policy legislation. Anything having to do with the economy, and many people within the cabinet have said this, goes through him.
Yep.
Now we'll just start with a softball. So he's a CEO, longtime CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald, a financial services juggernaut. Now, when you serve in the cabinet, I don't know if it's a legal thing, but it's frowned upon to have a public-facing business that you're in charge of while in the office. So he handed off the reins to his sons, Brandon and Kyle. Brandon and Kyle were also the ones, let me actually zoom in over here because we just brought this picture into the web. Brandon and Kyle are actually the ones in the background of this picture. There's Howard Lutnick.
I saw this picture
Jeffrey
the other
Epstein,
day. And
that's Brandon and Kyle.
And didn't Lutnick, he said the whole thing about how he like only saw him a couple times, and the one time he was with his wife and they were on a trip or something, right? And like he never saw him any other times, and now all these pictures are starting to surface.
Arrested like wait, something like
Yeah, here we go.
So knock on the door. His assistant on like a Saturday says, Mr. Epstein, your neighbor would like to invite you over for coffee. So my wife and I go next door.
Yeah, this is.
We walk.
This is worth a listen. And just to pause, because I skipped the first part. This is Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor.
So be careful. You can't show too many of these clips because it'll. Well, actually, no, you can probably do. I don't care.
We'll do this. We'll stop it. We'll do like a reaction channel.
Yeah.
Stop, pause, talk about it.
Yeah, that's what we need to do.
7 steps,
Yes.
right, to the next house for coffee. We share a wall,
Right.
right? So it's in New York City. So he invites us in. We have coffee in this, and he says, "Do you want a tour?" We said, "Great."
Interesting.
He's got really big house.
Every room you went into?
He's got. Well, I'll tell you. So his house is like super big, really wide, and so he gives me a tour in the living room, big living room, and then across from it is double doors. I assume it's the dining room.
Yeah.
And he opens the door, and there's a massage table in the.
We'll take a pause here for monetization's sake. Can also say, dude, out of the 8 billion people that roam this beautiful marble floating in the vacuum of space, who do you think in the Epstein files or just during the Epstein era would need to not email him the most to communicate with him than his neighbor?
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is literally out of all the 8 billion people, this is the one guy where there literally should be no emails.
Yeah, like why
Because
are
you
there
share
any emails?
drywall with this guy.
Yeah.
So what don't we know?
Middle of the room,
Ooh.
and candles all around and stuff. So I ask very insightful, cutting questions. I say to him, "Massage table in the middle of your house? How often do you have a massage?" And he says,
These people.
"Every day." And then he like gets like weirdly close to me,
Ooh.
and he says, "And the right kind of massage."
Now here's the
And my
important
wife
part.
is standing here.
You catch that right there?
Me and what say that one where me and my wife are standing here. Is that what he
Me
said?
and my wife are standing right here. Okay, so let's
Yeah,
pause that.
and they're
Let's-
looking at the massage table.
right. So
Right.
and he goes on to say, and in that moment, me and my wife decided we were never.
Oh
for
yes, I
business,
remember him saying that.
social,
Yeah,
philanthropy.
we're never coming back. We're
He's
never dealing with this
gross.
guy. Yeah,
Gross.
Yeah.
One and done.
Yep.
Allison Lutnick, his wife, I can't zoom in quite enough on this. I hope everybody can see it. Wrote the email to schedule their trip to the island. Allison Lutnick, December 21st, 9:49 a.m. Hi, this is Allison Lutnick. By the way, this isn't just straight to Epstein. This went to Epstein's assistant.
right,
So she had some connects,
right.
right?
Yep.
Prior communication had been had. We're a crowd, 2 families, each with 4 kids, ranging from 7 to 16, 6 boys and 2 girls. Odd detail. But either way,
Yeah, I remember this. I remember this part, but I didn't make the connection that it was Lutnick's wife.
so they both emailed him.
But yeah, why
And
would you
said the same
mention? Why
thing.
would you mention the ages and the kids and all that? Right?
And Howard did it creepier.
Yeah,
He
this
said,
one.
we have
Yeah,
4
this
children.
one's freaking weird.
This is from Howard.
2
This-
16s, 2 14s. What is it? A 13, a 12, 11, and a 7-year-old. Who does that?
Nobody.
Who says it like that?
Nobody.
No one.
Not
no
a
one.
soul.
Pedophiles. Pedophiles say that.
Not a soul. So they're both emailing to confirm this. Also, this is after the conviction. So you're bringing somebody, your family, to a private island on
Where
Christmas.
you've already been there and you saw the weird stuff about the massage tables.
Right.
And all that.
You've been to his house. You claim he's gross. We're never going to connect. And now 7 years later,
You're bringing
going
your
out of
kids
your
there.
way on your family Christmas vacation to St. Bart's to go to the pedophile island. And you're both emailing them to confirm because you want to make sure the details and logistics are. Who wants to show up to Pedo Island late?
Yeah, right.
You
Exactly.
show up for
You
your
got to be on
appointment.
time, dude.
And to the point of like, how do we know all the other communications that were going on? This email strikes me heavy. This is from 2013. It says attached is the resume of Lutnick's nanny. I'm trying to arrange a time from Jeffrey Epstein.
Via Peter.
Yeah, I don't know who Peter is.
Teal?
But maybe. Peter's a common name.
It is a very common.
Peter Pumpkin Eater,
Yeah.
Peter Pan.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Peters. Peter Griffin.
Yeah. That is interesting.
How
though.
how does one meet somebody's nanny? How if there's
like why?
there's a person on the child list in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Where we live.
Yeah.
Person that did something back in the late 80s,
Right.
wasn't to a kid.
Yeah.
And they're 3 blocks away.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter will not step foot near that house.
Mm-hmm.
I will not allow it.
Mm-hmm.
And that man is older than dirt, didn't assault a child.
But it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
And these people are going out of their way to hook them up with their nanny and go to the island and set up the logistics.
I mean, the age thing alone is
Sick.
that alone is enough for someone to just say, okay, something's going on.
and you know
Something's up with
Cantor's
these
connection to 9/11, right?
people. The what?
9/11.
Whose connection? Lutnick?
Howard.
Oh yeah, dude. He was working in the towers and he didn't show up the one day that he didn't show up ever.
Didn't
He
show up the
always
one
was
day.
there and then he didn't show up.
Here's the picture of him and his kid that morning.
Yep.
9/11.
Yeah, he said he was getting his kid from school or something, right?
Right. It's
yeah.
unverified, but he has even claimed that this is that picture.
Yeah.
And if you go straight to the NewYork.gov website from that
Yeah,
year,
Lucky Larry and Lutnick, dude.
you could see 2000. You want to read that right there?
2001, 2002 school year opens citywide for high school students on Wednesday, September 5th, 2001, and for elementary school students the following day. Yeah, weird.
And it was so one benefit of the doubt to this, little devil's advocate.
Giuliani kicks off the school year.
It was a private school. So they
Okay.
can technically decide whenever they like to start. But as a graduate from a private school, and I played ball, so we played, I would play with all the other guys.
Yeah.
We all had a similar calendar. And that calendar was, we always started earlier than the public schools.
Uh-huh.
And the carrot on the stick was always, well, your summer's going to start earlier. We'll be done sooner. And that's actually how most private schools ran. I'm not saying that's how this one ran. But if anything, I would say because it's a private school, it probably means it maybe started even sooner
Right.
rather than later. Regardless. Another person that was not, because he was supposed to be there on 9/11, wasn't. Another guy, Larry Silverstein.
Yeah, Lucky Larry,
Lucky Larry, who owned the Twin Towers. Here's
who
his
took
signing-
out an insurance policy for terrorism.
Right.
It was like what, 2 months before that, conveniently.
So here's the insurance thing. He bought it. So technically the claims actually weren't even set up. The insurance policy was not set up yet.
What? Oh, I thought he bought it.
So he put a 99-year lease on it.
Oh, okay.
In late July, put a 99-year lease, $3.2 billion.
Yep.
And they actually hadn't set up the policy yet. Terrorism insurance actually wasn't super uncommon after the first World Trade Center bombing.
Okay.
After it wasn't super uncommon. What is uncommon,
The fact that he did it 2 months prior.
if they did it 2 months prior. And he
Yeah.
also, back in 1987, he's the one who built World Trade 7.
Well, and he didn't. Yeah, I know. And didn't he also? Wasn't he the one that also shorted the freaking airline
We
stocks?
don't know. We know people
It's not
did.
proven, but we know they did it.
We
Yeah.
know they did.
Yeah.
We don't know who did it.
Yeah.
But
But even so, Lucky Larry once again doesn't show up. Like every single day he's there. He decides not to show up that one day, and
check this out, brother.
Yeah.
They're doing deals together still.
of course,
Lucky Larry and Lutnick are doing deals together. This is from 2023 and 24. 600 million, 165 million.
Have you heard the theory that 9/11 part of 9/11 was also a bank heist?
No. from the wasn't there gold at the bottom or something like
there
that?
was a bank
In
and
the towers?
gold and diamonds and tons of money and stuff.
Whoa.
And so if you remember,
Where'd that end up going?
so that's the thing, because if you remember, they purposely pulled first responders off for the first 3 days. Remember, everybody was outraged because they were like, why aren't we going in there to pull all these people out of the rubble right away? And they pulled them off. I think they ended up pulling them off for 15 or 20 days or something like that.
Wow.
So the theory, I don't know the exact numbers. You're gonna have to
you're
look
speaking
it up.
on things I haven't heard of.
But the theory goes that it was actually a massive bank heist that happened during that time too.
Damn.
Look it up. Just type in, I mean, if you guys want to look it up, just type in 9/11 bank heist theory and it'll come up. That was a wild one.
Yeah. Cantor's company lost 658 of their 960 employees, 1/4 nearly of the people killed came
that
from
day.
him.
Yep.
And of those deaths, he profited. So when American Airlines in 2013 paid out the settlement of $135 million,
$25 million.
His own executors, his own board members said 15 to 25 million went directly into his pocket.
And they wouldn't say exactly how much it was.
And he'd never deny it.
Yeah.
He'd never deny it.
He couldn't.
Another person that was supposed to be there on 9/11, do you know her? This is Sarah Ferguson.
Oh, I've heard her name.
Right.
Yep.
Sarah Ferguson was supposed to be on the 101st floor, which is where Cantor was located. They were located on the 101st, 105th. She was supposed to be there, blames traffic. Seems like a loose connection. She's going to the same floor. She happens to also avoid it. But is she connected to Howard in any type way? So I found this picture on Getty Images. They absolutely knew each other. And to the point where, as of this exact moment, they follow each other on Instagram.
Oh my gosh, bro.
And Sarah only follows 146 people.
Hold on. What's that one say on the side? Epstein threatened to
oh, yeah. So this lady was in deep with Epstein, Sarah. Threatened her, owed her money. And she had this Stockholm syndrome type feel in the emails because she said, you're the brother I never had. I'm so grateful for you. You're so incredible. Very incredible. And she loved him. But
brother she always wished for.
She always wished for. And then here's Fergie at a fashion show.
Oh, good.
With the guy. Then there's this picture, dude. What do you make of this picture?
So I've seen this one.
What do you make of this?
That's the thing hanging in Epstein's house, right?
This dentist office is actually at the island.
Yeah, dude, it's him. It's Lutnick.
It looks just like
it's freaking Lutnick.
It looks just like him.
Yeah.
It looks just like him.
And there was something else to do with that, though. What else? Wasn't there something else that had to do with that whole thing?
With the mask?
Yes. Wasn't there another picture in the house or something or a painting that looked like Howard Lutnick as well?
The one with the person smoking in the underwear? I think that was somebody. That was a different person.
Oh, it was. Okay.
But yeah, I think they linked that to who that looked like.
Got it.
Have you heard of Howard Lutnick being connected to Terramar?
Oh, no. But you might have to explain Terramar. I can do that too. Terramar was basically, it was a nonprofit organization set up by Ghislaine that was supposed to be for the ocean, like helping, what's the word I'm looking for?
It was supposed
to be
humanitarian relief in the oceans. So this comes off of the branch of Freedom Cities.
But weirdly enough, they also had access to submarines, and weirdly enough, Ghislaine Maxwell had a license to she knew how to run submarines to and so the idea is maybe that's how they got the kids to the island. We don't know.
Do you know Scott Borgeson, Ghislaine's husband?
No.
So Ghislaine got married in 2009.
What?
To Scott Borgeson.
I did not know that.
Scott Borgeson worked for, at a high level, a cargo company, a shipping cargo company, cargo ships. Also, the Sultan that was recently named as one of the...
I did hear about.
DP World.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the owner of DP World. And he has 10% market share of oceanic supply.
So here's the next question for you, just off the top of my head.
Because what possibly could you be shipping in those containers?
When did Bibi Netanyahu do the submarine German deal that he's being investigated for?
2018. It was before COVID.
Because that's one of the things he's being tried for criminally internationally.
Correct.
I was just curious if that had any kind of
maybe
weird circumstantial connection.
I don't know.
But yeah, the Terramar thing is wild, dude. When I found out about that the first time, I was like, so and the thing you have to understand, guys, is even though it's supposed to be this humanitarian thing for the ocean, there's no record of anything being done as far as humanitarian aid goes to none of that was actually real. And so for some reason, Ghislaine knew how to freaking drive submarine. Or it's wild, bro. I don't know.
Well, and it says it right here. While aimed at ocean conservation, the organization was described as a hollow out by a prospective partner and reported highly questionable accounting and legal fees with no charitable distribution.
And not only that, they straight up proved that there was access to the ocean from the island, or like from under the island. They did say they had a submarine port under the island.
Yeah. Was that confirmed?
Under the house. Yes, it was confirmed. I don't know exactly when they confirmed it, but I know that they confirmed it. You should put that up here for sure.
I will.
That's got to be part of this.
So with Terramar, what became interesting about it, for those that don't know, is Ghislaine was questioned in a deposition when she was initially arrested, and they asked about where she lived. And her response was Terramar. And they said, isn't that the charity that deals with oceans? And she says, yes, I'm French as well. And it basically goes on to say that her membership with Terramar is her membership to the world. And this gets into where we have freedom cities and charter cities. And we don't have to get into that right now. But Terramar was about oceanic citizenship and ownership over the high seas where international law didn't apply, which is basically the whole premise around like Prospera and
I was going to say those, and that's all part of like the whole idea of freaking the firmament and like flat Earth theory.
Whoa, you lost me there.
How's that's going to be a deep dive.
We're going to spend the next hour on that.
Yeah, so that goes because the whole idea between it. So I don't even know if we want to go into that.
I say all that about Terramar to get back to Henry or Howard.
Yeah,
because his sister was one of the founding citizens.
What?
Edie Lutnick. Here's her tweet right here. Check out the Terramar Project.
Celebrate the project of the world's oceans.
It's
which, by the way, once again,
direction.
That never happened.
Never happened.
None of those things. Anytime they announced that they were going to do something, that there was some kind of like event for Terramar or some big thing that they were studying or whatever, all of it was bull.
Yep. Here's a document from the files on a investment opportunity, a fintech startup that Howard Lutnick invested in.
Cantor Ventures.
Yep, Cantor Ventures. There's Howard's signature. Do you want to guess whose signature is on the very next page of that document?
Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein. So they were in business together. And also here's an email of them discussing other business.
Oh my gosh.
And this actually talks about a term sheet. I couldn't quite find the term sheet until I found this email where they're actually discussing how they don't like the terms. And you can see right here, it says term sheet from Cantor Fitzgerald to Mr. T. I've still yet to figure out who Mr. T is other than the A-team. And if Mr. T is on the Epstein files, I've lost all hope in humanity.
Seriously, dude.
Here's the actual term sheet that they were discussing. Again, referencing Mr. T and T Limited. Some have said Thiel, some have said Trump. I don't know. I have no proof to say who that is. But they were in business together very knowingly. And there's even an FBI whistleblower report from someone who worked at Cantor that said the 9/11 fund they have is fraudulent. He's funding Jeffrey Epstein, his neighbor, and that there's just a bunch of fraud going on at Cantor and it's not being reported, to the point where this guy claims Cantor tried to give him a heart attack. He had a heart attack at his desk, survived it, and then put in this report to the FBI on my birthday.
Nice.
My COVID birthday, 2020.
Nice.
But dude, you know about this already. I want to get back to the Suns. The Suns run Cantor Fitzgerald right now.
Yeah.
Now, what's Howard Lutnick's job again?
Secretary of freaking Commerce.
Right. All legislation runs through him. In fact, I put the definition of his position right over here so we can all be crystal clear. The Secretary of the Treasury is responsible for formulating and recommending domestic and international financial, economic, and tax policy. Oversees the activities of the Treasury Department in carrying out major law enforcement responsibilities. So tariffs and trade war has a lot to do with his position.
Right.
Now, how could Cantor Fitzgerald and his sons have to do with that? Have you heard this story?
No.
Oh, Jesus. So these two bright minds over here.
And maybe I have. It's not ringing a bell right now.
Are the CEO.
Oh, yes. I did hear about this.
And don't blow it for everyone who doesn't know. So this is nuts. They are the two.
Right back around.
They're the two leaders right now of Cantor Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
And they bet against the tariffs.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, they did it by, I'll use Walmart as an example. they went to like say Walmart. Let's say they paid 10 million in tariffs,
Mhm.
which by the way, Walmart didn't pay that 10 million. We paid that 10 million, but now because of this tariff thing, they're going to get refunded.
Yeah, dude, I heard about this. Freaking nuts.
What Cantor created was this new product back, I think it was April. They created this new product that said, hey, if these tariffs end up not going through,
I thought it was earlier in April.
maybe it
I
was,
could be wrong.
maybe it
Keep
was
going.
March,
Keep-
February. Could have been.
Yeah, keep going though.
If these tariffs end up getting shot down
Mm-hmm.
and you get your refund, we know that refund's going to take 3, 4, 5 years to get to you. So here's what we're going to do. We'll give you about 40, 35% of that money right now. It's my money and I want it now. And we'll just simply wait and we'll pocket the full amount when and if it ever comes. They create that product. Then their dad, fully involved in all of this, may have known that this was a ticking time bomb that Supreme Court was definitely going to turn
May
it down.
have.
May have. We're
Mayhaps.
speaking allegedly.
Mayhaps.
Allegedly. But they've been completely silent on this while they're going to profit tens of millions of dollars off the fact that
And let's not
the Supreme Court
even
shot this down.
let's not even start to talk about the fact that nobody wants to point this out, but what has Trump done with his kids since he got in office? How much how much money the
They've
freaking
made
Trump
a
kids have
lot.
made? Yeah, billions of dollars from shorting stocks and freaking cryptos.
They got their own crypto coin.
3 of them.
Yeah, because it was Melania.
Trump, Melania, and then
was one of his
Barron.
sons? Barron.
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 Yeah,
Barron.
yeah.
All right. Last part on Howard. Because I love Howard Lutnick. I really do. He's just such a
Such a
uniquely
fun-
gifted,
Epstein
integral
and-
leader.
I did know his connection to Wexner. This one's interesting too. Yeah.
So in that podcast clip that we just played, and y'all can go listen to this. This is Pod Force 1, episode 17.
Yeah, definitely go.
Good listen.
Yep.
He lies so much.
He lies.
I
The
call
whole
him
time.
Lutnick Liar. That's what I call him.
Lutnick the liar.
Lutnick
He's
the
pretty
liar.
much the biggest liar ever made. I'm just saying, probably the biggest.
I've met many liars. He's the greatest.
Many liars in my time. This one is a big one.
I'm starting to trigger myself with all these Trump accents. So he talks about how he moved in and kind of unbeknownst to him after buying his home in 98, slowly fixing it up, and then moving in 2005. Oh my God, Jeffrey Epstein's my neighbor. Let's go over and meet him. Okay. Let's throw that hogwash to the side. This property, 11 East 71st Street, which by the way, Jeffrey owned 9 East 71st Street. He owns 11.
Interesting.
Interesting. Little
Interesting.
coinky dink, that little Easter egg. 1988, Sam Conversion Corp buys it. Here's that document. This is Lex Wexner's trust. This is a Lex Wexner trust. We have 41 South High Street, Columbus, Ohio, which is the Limited Brand LLC. We can see that right up here. The Limited, 41 South High Street, Columbus, Ohio.
What are the other names on there?
On this one?
Yeah.
So this is just
Wexner.
his attorneys, pretty much.
Okay.
This is just the formation of the Limited Liability Corp. And then there's Leslie Wexner's name right there. Now, in 92, the property would sell to a trust named after the address, 11 East 71st Street Trust. The trustee was run by Jeffrey Epstein.
Now we're also assuming that everybody knows who Leslie Wexner is because this is important to understand.
Right.
Just in case you
drop
don't.
the mic on Leslie.
In
real
case
quick.
you don't, Leslie Wexner was the one who owned, I forget what the name of the actual company is, but he was the one that was
the Limited
the
brands.
Limited brands. He owned like Victoria's Secret and what are the other ones?
Honestly, Victoria's Secret's the biggest one.
That's the biggest one.
That's
But
the
he owned a
biggest
bunch
one.
of these big brands, like big name brands. And the reason why it's such an interesting connection is because he gave Jeffrey Epstein power of attorney,
Say hi, Instagram.
which ultimately means that Jeffrey Epstein could sign Leslie Wexner's signature and not even have to say a single word to him. So
Right.
he gave him the key to all of his wealth.
Yeah.
He had the key to his homes, the key to all of his properties, and he had the ability to literally sign power of attorney.
Someone said Bath and Body Works. Yep.
Bath and Body Works, yep. And
Shout out
that's
Sasquatch.
that was like the strangest connection of it all. But anyway,
Well, and stranger, yeah, I have a really strange one that I guarantee you haven't heard yet because we cracked this one the other day and we're like, whoa, how odd. Okay, so 92, it transfers from Wexner to Epstein. Also, the same exact 41 South High Street, Columbus, Ohio address under the Epstein trust. Then in 96, it transfers to Comet. Now, Comet, to my understanding,
Comet Trust.
Comet Trust. So Comet Trust does not have any connection, in my understanding, to Epstein or Wexner. But
Who owns Comet Trust?
so the trustee is named Guido Goldman.
Okay, but am I the only one that thought Comet Ping Pong when I saw Comet Trust?
And pizza and all that, yeah.
Am I the only one?
I don't know. I actually, when I talked about that, someone said that.
Tell me I'm the only
I
one
didn't
that
think
thought
about
Comet
it.
Ping
I didn't think
Pong.
about it initially, and then someone said it, and I was like, it's a little bit of a stretch, but not much of a stretch.
Not given everything
Not
we know.
much of a stretch, dude. Have you like really gotten into Comet Ping Pong and all the weird posts they made?
Bro, that's what I started with in
oh
2020.
yeah. Oh, that was your burning bridge.
That was my
That was
like,
mine was the Federal Reserve.
yeah, dude. I made a series on Instagram for Pizzagate. It's a 4-part series that I broke into 2 highlights, and I literally
gonna
dove
have to
into
go
all
watch
of
it.
Comet Ping Pong.
I'm gonna have to go watch it.
Yeah, that was like the first
Bunch of
conspiracy
people in
theory
the comments
movie.
were saying that's exactly what they thought about. I don't know why my brain didn't go there, but you're right.
Yeah, it's the first one I ever made, and that was
I'm gonna have
dude.
to go back and watch.
Yeah,
it.
it's wild, bro. And here's the thing too, like most people focus only on Comet Ping Pong. What they don't focus on is the freaking tackle or the hunting and tackle shop that's next door, or the
what was up
meat,
with the hunting and tackle shop?
bro. So you know how they talk about the basement, and there's those pictures of the kids in the basement with like the shovels
I've
and
seen
stuff
that.
like that.
I've seen that.
That's not in Comet Ping Pong. It's in the next door shop.
Did
the
he own the next door shop too?
In the fishing shop. And then the things that they had in the window of the fishing shop,
Right.
there was like a picture, there was like a cake with like little boys' shorts on it, and like all kinds of crazy stuff. And all the symbolism that was in all of those businesses and on their signs were the pedo signs. Like those 3 businesses in that same 3 like block radius. Yeah.
The part of all of that, besides just the mountain of incriminating evidence,
Yeah.
Him being ranked one of the top 50
Most influential people in
DC.
DC.
That's
And-
insane. He owns a pizza shop.
Yeah, no, he not only owned a pizza shop, he was also into some seriously effed up stuff. Like
100%.
the art and the bands that he was into, and like all his Instagram is, dude, you cannot argue
The Instagram is disgusting.
when you see his Instagram.
yeah,
You can't.
especially the backdated stuff.
You
that goes on.
cannot argue it at all. And the interviews that he's done, like, dude, old Jimmy Elefantis, that was literally the first video that I ever made when I like started breaking my conspiracy theories. It was literally called Jimmy. Pizzagate Part 1, Jimmy.
Send me the link to that. I'm gonna go watch that.
I will.
Do you want to put a guess in? Does the chat want to put a guess on who Guido Goldman is? Because I'm gonna tell you who his dad is.
Guido Goldman?
Yeah, it's not a huge name. So Guido Goldman is the trustee for the Comet Trust. Here's Guido, just stepping out of his crypt for this picture.
Looks like a
Dude,
Guido.
I'm glad he got dressed up for the occasion, though.
Yeah.
He looks dapper. I don't know which direction he's actually looking.
His father was the president of the World Zionist Organization.
Yeah, Nahum Goldman, co-founder of the World Jewish Congress.
Oh my
and president
goodness,
of the World Zionist Organization,
bro!
which is kind of crazy, ain't it?
It's not all of them, but it's always them.
And Nahum Goldman is also listed on the David Rockefeller Trilateral Commission.
What?
He's one of the members. He's also recently in the list that got dropped by Perfect Union for Bohemia Grove. So this guy's endowed in the shit.
Do you remember when Bohemian Grove was also a conspiracy theory? I remember
Oh,
that.
God. Alex Jones was right. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, for my people that really are in the rabbit holes, will know that name immediately.
Kissinger.
Whenever you sniff a rabbit hole and you find Kissinger's name, just understand you are on the right path.
You're absolutely
you're
on the
heading
right
in the
path.
right direction.
Yeah.
Describes Mr. Guido Goldman as him having a father-son type relationship. Interesting.
That's a weird, interesting relationship.
Okay, so we're going to get back to this document because the person who notarized it is extremely odd.
Gary Pollard?
Gary Pollard.
Wait. Is that oh my gosh, what's
Not
that?
John Pollard. No, John Pollard's the Israeli spy. Different Pollard.
I was gonna say, is
Different
there a
Pollards.
relation there? Because that's
No,
insane.
We got Jonathan Pollard on here. We can get to him in a second if you'd like. But
that guy's a piece of crap.
1998, property transferred to Howard Lutnick. Now, I want to clarify a few things. I'm in real estate, so I wanted to kind of detail this contract a bit. So it is extremely common amongst high-level real estate transactions to label the price point at $10
Okay.
when you don't want anyone to know what the price is.
Okay.
It's very common. Very, very common. So to say that Howard bought this for $10 is a bit of a clickbaity headline.
Got it.
It's not 100%. Now, that is what the contract says. That is what the contract says, 100%. But you talk to any real estate attorney, they're going to tell you this is very common in the multi-millions.
It's not a smoking gun
No.
like you think it is.
But again, this came from the direct line of Epstein. For him to state he did not know who he was moving into next to is nuts.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
And he basically said the same thing again today, Bill.
I know. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, same energy.
Guido Goldman, trustee of the Comet Trust, Howard Lutnick, $10, 11 East 71st Street. This is when Howard bought it. He knew who was buying it from. He knew the line that was coming from. He very well knew who his neighbor was. And I'm going to bring back up another point that I brought up earlier. Who in this 8 billion person planet needed to email this man less than his neighbor? But yet he lies about it. And I find treasure troves of emails. I haven't seen anyone bring this one
13
up.
years after what?
This is May 20th, 2018.
Are you aware as to them building to block our park views? What should we do about it? Time is of the essence.
And the subject line is frick from Howard Lutnick. So I found this email. And I'm like,
frick?
Is he saying frick like a kid would say fuck? Like, what is this?
That's how Mormons say that. It's like freak, but it's frick.
You made me do my Tucker laugh. Don't make me do that.
I just caught that. You do have a Tucker laugh.
I hate it so much.
Guys, he has a Tucker laugh.
No, I don't. Don't do that.
Hey, we need to connect him with Tucker just so they can laugh together.
What's hilarious is Joe on our team and Sean brought that up. I said, no, I don't. He said, no, your last podcast, you laughed exactly like Tucker Carlson. I said, Tucker Carlson has a nasty laugh. Please don't say that.
That's so funny.
And then they bring up the laugh. They play it.
And you're like,
it made me laugh. No, it made me laugh. And I accidentally laughed the same exact way. It was like Sean didn't even laugh because he thought he accidentally played the sound twice.
That's so funny, dude.
Okay. So Jeff responds. By the way, there's a stark transition in Jeffrey's texting style in or about 2017. He becomes the laziest texter of all time. So he just says, no, it was not.
Wait, these are text messages or these are emails?
They're emails, but like this one was sent from an iPhone. They're mobile emails.
See, here's the thing that the other thing that like you have to question, right? Why is everything in the Epstein files in the form of emails? Where are the text threads?
Right.
Are you telling me these guys never talked via text?
There are some text threads.
How many?
I've run into probably 30 or 40.
That's
I bet
not
there's more
enough.
out there. You're right.
That's not enough.
You're right.
The emails should be like 30% of communication.
Right.
Seriously, think about it.
Were we logging like our wireless companies, like let's say back in 2007, were they required for a certain period of time to hold text data?
I can look it up.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they literally
2007,
didn't have it.
Right?
Yeah, just 2007, just for instance. I would imagine now they do, but back then maybe they weren't required to. But anyway, for those listening, the Frick collection was what they were referencing. We have the article pulled up right here. Is the fourth expansion plan to cross its fingers again, blah, blah, blah. It's a rendering that was going to go up on East 70th Street in Manhattan.
Oh, no, they weren't.
So they weren't
2007, U.S. wireless companies were not under a broad federal mandate to retain all consumer data. They did commonly hold call records for 12 to 18 months for billing and business purposes, making this data available to law enforcement. While 2007 saw proposals for tighter data retention laws like the Safety Act, mandatory retention was largely driven by internal policies or specific FCC rules rather than a comprehensive sweeping federal law.
So there is a little bit of devil's advocate that they may not even have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I think the messages we do have, so all the iMessages where like we'll get emails from Leslie Groff, his assistant.
Right.
We'll see plenty from other people around in a circle. Whenever you see a text thread, it is coming from Epstein's phone.
Okay.
It's coming from his iPhone because they're iMessage. And usually they're all past 2016. So they're more recent.
Okay.
Because of course he passes away in 2019.
Yep.
Yeah, 2019 summer.
Got it.
But here's that property. But again, they're talking in 2018. This is a year before this man goes to see Satan. Or goes to Israel. I don't know. This is right before the death. He's speaking with him, meeting with him for 13 years and has the audacity to sit in front of a podcast, Mike, and say he's only met him once.
And say I've only met him once.
Like my wife and I were talking about this. Like when it comes to
it's like they don't they really don't care.
Like Erica Kirk.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You were on a dating show. You have pictures of your past engagements. We have videos of you drinking. We have videos of you partying. We know your parents were in Israel intelligence. Like you didn't think After you only having a 2-week recovery period from
2
your
weeks?
husband's being,
Bro,
maybe
it
2
was like
hours,
4 days.
maybe 2 days, maybe 2
4
weeks is too-
days, bro.
Maybe
It
that's
was
too generous.
Seriously, like 4 days.
Did they not think? Like, is TPUSA just sitting there right now, like, well, we can't do anything now. We kind of got to just run with it.
Dude, I don't know. I'm
'Cause
like
what was her other name? Fritzake or
Francevy.
Francevy?
I'm at the point where I think that these people are either so retarded or they just don't care.
It
Like,
could be
dude, did
that.
you see Lutnick parading around at the State of the Union?
Dude, I was watching the State.
Like-
I wanted to. You should ask me why I wanted to jump through the TV.
Dude,
I
the
don't get
State of the
mad
Union
like
was
that.
the
I
State
was
of
so
the Union
mad.
was nothing but right-wing political theater. And the whole time, it was so ridiculous and so much of a waste of time that the whole time all I could keep thinking was, are we bombing Iran right now?
Somebody just said, "Is it true that Charlie was questioning Israel and AIPAC right before he was unalived?"
Is it true? Yeah, it's true. 100%.
You were just telling me about that post.
Yeah,
right
dude.
there.
You can't see this right now, guys, but I have a like a shadow box painting that a buddy of mine did for me, and it's the painting of him in the PBD podcast in 2023, because that is when he first started to talk about the ethnic cleansing and the genocide, the Epstein files, and really started going hard on Israel. And I think that's when he started to actually dig into things, and that's when he got on their radar. But yeah, it's absolutely 100% true. He was turning on the entire system. And here's the thing too.
Bringing up Erica in Romania. Like,
Honestly,
there's so
bro,
many crazy connections.
Honestly, you could even bring this up.
Yeah.
Because this is my content. Go to my YouTube and play. I have the very first live stream I did when I first started to build my account again. Some of you guys may have seen it if you've been here for long enough. But what's going on?
You have poor internet.
Poor internet. It's terrible. But somehow we went to the moon.
Oh man, we were at the moon in that.
We
real
went to the
quick.
moon. My Wi-Fi doesn't work, but somehow we went to the moon and had perfect communication. I don't understand it.
I think we might be at a bandwidth limit. It's not bringing up anything.
Yeah, let's see.
So you want me to go to your YouTube? Let me just go straight to YouTube.
Yeah, go straight to YouTube. If it's not working though, go to Chrome. I think you have to be in Chrome. Go
in Chrome.
Swipe up and go to Chrome.
Chrome.
There you go.
Oh
So-
my God, what's happening? Is this
So
Chrome?
minimize that.
Okay. How do you minimize on a Mac?
Sorry, yellow.
Good
Yep.
God.
There you go. That one, same again.
Oh,
Yep.
personal must no look.
Wait a second. Yeah. Okay. Now pick any tab and just go to YouTube. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Okay. So now go to my channel. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Right here.
Yep.
Oh, look at this. Look.
And you're still sharing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So now go to live.
Actually, let me just double check to make sure that we're.
Hopefully you've been broadcasting, because if not, they haven't seen any.
We've
of this.
absolutely been broadcasting.
Here, go to the top. Go to the top. It's all
Top.
the way on all the way on the left side. Hold
Left?
on. No. Wait.
Oh, down here, Safari.
No, is it in Safari?
I don't know.
Hit Safari.
Nothing's coming up.
Where did it go now?
I don't know what's going on.
All right, hold on a second. Let me try.
I need my PC. I have no clue what's happening.
All right, hang on a second.
Did I shut down the live?
I don't think so.
I don't think I did.
No, we're
either.
still live. It says we're still live. But I think you did. There we go.
Help desk.
You're right here.
We're only streaming StreamYard.
Okay, so you're good.
It's locked on this.
So it's
tab.
locked on StreamYard. So just go back though, and I'll have you open it up.
Okay.
Go to so here's how you do this. Watch.
Hey, real quick, can someone in the comments comment if I switch tabs? Are y'all seeing it? Because I don't think you will be. That's the problem.
Well, I can tell you right now.
yeah, I don't think they
Here,
will.
here. Watch. Go ahead and switch tabs, and I'll tell you if I can see it.
Okay. No, because it's right here. Look, let me go here real quick. Let me remove this.
You'll see it right here.
Let me see. Stop screen. Let me add a new one.
Yeah.
And then we'll do share screen.
Yep.
And then I'll do share whole window so that we can definitely get
Yeah,
it.
there you go. Now just so all you're gonna do is
Yeah.
swipe up and find it again.
Okay. Yeah, go
So
right to the
right
video
here.
you're talking about.
Okay, so watch this. We're gonna go live.
Sorry guys. We got the whole thing going right here. We're on Ian's YouTube. I got it pinned in the comment section.
Okay, right.
Go to Ian's YouTube right now and you'll be able to see everything we're talking about. Because we're actually going through a document. So you're only getting like a quarter of what we're talking about right now.
So what I was basically going to explain is this is the first stream that I did when I really started to build my YouTube like 9 months ago or whatever it is. And this was 2 months before the assassination of Charlie Kirk. This is after the Josh Hammer and Dave Smith debate that he did at TPUSA.
Yeah.
Okay, listen to what I said.
Okay.
And let me
Right at the beginning?
I want to make sure that this is what's actually playing on here.
Yeah, zoom all the way there.
Please don't say that. That's so funny.
Okay, yeah, go.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, you're up.
So
I just got to bring up the screen.
Yeah, so
I
bring up
didn't
the
have to screen share. Guys, I'm figuring this out. Where was it?
here.
Where was it?
So-
Give me back.
There you go. Go here.
Swipe up. My God. Yeah, go here. Right here.
Yep.
Share that. Add stage.
Add to stage.
Yep, we're good. We're Gucci now. Get that out of here.
Are you sure?
I'm not. I actually think it's. Why don't we nix this, dog? I think we're screwing it up.
Hold on. No, we're not. We're good. We'll find out right now.
It went away. It just took away.
Okay, so all you have to do, I can tell you how to do it. Go back to the thing, and
Go
I'll tell
for
you.
it.
Yeah, we'll tell you how to stream it. Sorry, guys, bear with us.
I'm a bear.
All we have to do is change what you're actually streaming. So we're gonna go. Oh no, sorry.
Live television.
Stop screen. Present. We're gonna share the screen, and then we're gonna go. You want to share entire screen.
Oh, I hit window. Yeah,
Like
click
that,
it first.
and there we go.
Boom, bam, bam.
All right,
we're
and
good.
now we're gonna add
Swipe
this
up.
back to the stage,
We're good.
and then we're gonna go back there,
All right.
and that should have worked. Yep,
Bam.
there we go. Okay, so
Sick.
listen to what I said in this stream.
Boom.
You can see me and hear me. All right. Looks like we are good.
Let me just skip ahead a little bit.
Like I said, this is a work in progress, guys,
All right.
because this will be my first actual YouTube stream, but we're working on it, so we'll see how this goes. But basically, what I wanted to do is break down this Dave Smith, Josh Hammer,
You know how to get back now.
Debate, because it's
Yeah, let me know how far to go into it.
ridiculous for so many
I'll take it.
reasons. And I think that I have to add my commentary, and I think you guys are going to. I think some of you agree, and some of you may not. But you know, we're just going to kind of watch it together and go through it. And aside from my commentary, it's important that you guys also are able to watch this and see how people reacted, because it's really, really interesting how people reacted at a Turning Point event that was a debate about foreign influence, specifically Israel. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and drop it in. And feel free, you guys can comment, leave your comments in the comment section, any ideas.
I like how you clarified where they should leave the comments in the comment section. That's a great place to leave comments.
Yeah.
How are we all doing? So first, where were you a year ago today?
Yeah.
I bet you remember exactly where you were. A year ago today.
Skip ahead a little bit.
Let's start with this, is that we also lost
Oh,
a topic that are some of the best defenders of the position when it comes to Israel, when it comes to the
skip ahead a little bit till when it's like me commenting on it.
I'm assuming.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm learning this too. So can you guys hear
Keep
me
going.
talking right now? I'm assuming place, right? The fact is absolutely crazy.
Oh,
When I first heard that it happened,
okay, here we
I was
go,
like,
right here.
No freaking way did he do this. And sure enough, he did. So, you know, shout out to Charlie for making this happen. I think a lot of people are starting to wake up and really want to have this conversation. I think Charlie's one of those people, and he's kind of, there's been times where I've seen him tweet or post different things that I'm like, okay, he knows what's going on. He's just kind of towing the line. And you know, kind of tiptoeing around everything. It'll be really interesting. I also said this on X. It'll be really, really interesting to see the reaction and if anything happens to Charlie and Turning Point after
Whoa.
he decided to do this. Because I'll tell you what, it takes balls.
You called it, bro.
So anyway, let's keep on watching.
Whoa. So this was 7 months ago.
this is when I started my live streaming, and this is 2 months.
And that's pre.
That's 2 months before he got assassinated.
Whoa, doggy dog.
And
That's
so
nuts.
here's the thing. How did I know that was going to happen? Well, going back to, so the reason why we brought this up is because whoever just asked about, do I really think that's why Charlie Kirk was killed?
Right.
This debate was this is what put him on Israel's map, in my opinion, because Dave Smith destroyed Josh
Absolutely.
Hammer.
He sure did.
And the things that he said on that stage.
Also, how do I get back to the?
Oh, sorry. Take 4 fingers and go like this. And it'll bring. I'll just help you. Hang on.
I just feel like I'm caressing it and I feel like I'm trying to turn on your laptop
You could be.
in a non-electronic way.
Yeah. You just go right here.
Oh, technology.
Technology.
I'm gonna
There
break
you go.
this
Yeah, you
down.
can break that down. So
Yep.
anyway, yeah. So like that debate was, I believe that was the start of them being like, we got to do something about this because, dude, I've said this so many times. Charlie Kirk was the most influential person to the two youngest generations, which are the most valuable generations to the Zionists,
Right, the young conservative
to
male.
Israel,
Yeah.
because their Hasbara campaign is failing. And even though there's still a lot of boomers that are like manipulated or whatever, the two youngest generations are waking up to the Israel influence. They're starting to wake up to the propaganda and everything, all the lies and all the Zionist agenda, right? Charlie Kirk was like dangerously close to being the catalyst to the massive wake-up call, even more than what was already happening.
I believe that.
And they took him out. Allegedly, my opinion.
Allegedly, we're not getting sued
They
here.
took him out.
We're not
They
getting
took him
sued
out
here.
because they saw the potential that he had to actually influence those generations in a way that they never would have been able to recover from. They're still struggling. Like, they're still struggling to freaking propagandize everybody. That's why.
No thanks to his wife.
Yeah, that's why. That's why they have done the podcast tours. That's why they bought up social media. That's why Ellison now owns TikTok
Oh
and
my
freaking.
God, he just got
Did you see he
Warner
just
Brothers deal? Yeah.
Bro, he just bought Warner Brothers.
Yep.
Do you know what that means? Do you guys know what that means? Larry Ellison now has control of like every single major media outlet and streaming platform in our country.
Comedy Central,
All of it.
TNT, TBS,
Dude.
HBO. You got Paramount Plus. You got the movie actual side of Paramount.
Yep.
They already own TikTok, Skydance.
They already have access to all the Disney, like everything that Disney owns.
Yeah.
All of it. And Larry Ellison, you can look this up right now. He is one of the most staunch supporters of the IDF and the Zionist agenda that walks this earth. And that is who owns everything we consume right now. But specifically, everything which generations consume? The two youngest generations. Because what they are doing is basically revamping the Hasbara campaign that they started in the 60s, or in the 80s, excuse me. And instead of going after the boomers with the legacy, with the mainstream media and with the news outlets and all that, now they've pivoted. And just like Bibi Netanyahu has said multiple times, we are losing the propaganda war, and we need to fight the eighth front, which is what?
TikTok.
Social media, TikTok, influencers, right?
Yep.
So they are.
He called them weapons when he had them in the room.
Exactly. So they have taken the Hasbara campaign and flipped it upside down and pivoted completely. And their whole goal now is to infiltrate the two youngest generations and propagandize to the point that they give complete support to Israel, just like the other generations did, through social media and all of the entertainment. And then the other thing that they're doing is they're attacking the actual institutions, the Christian institutions. That's why the pastors are going to Israel. That's why they're doing all the geofencing campaigns. And by the way, which organization is the one that's completely in control of all those geofencing campaigns and completely influenced by all of the Christian, all the messaging that's going out to Christians? Do you know which organization it is?
Tell me.
Turning Point USA. They're the ones that were behind the massive geofencing campaign that took place at whose memorial? Charlie Kirk's. Oh, also, coincidentally, TP USA also has a deal right now with those drone companies and the technology companies that are rolling out mass AI surveillance. Now, why would you want to have stock in those companies and be a part of AI surveillance while also being at middle schools, high schools, and colleges? That sure would create the perfect map to be able to surveil any individual from the time they're in middle school all the way up until they're an adult, huh? Yeah. That's how you would create a for sure digital credit score.
You link right in with the Peter Thiel Palantir database, social score.
Oh, and by the way,
gotta get my tinfoil hat.
And then on top of that, who was Trump's special guest at the State of the Union? Remind me. Erica Kirk.
Oh, yeah.
And who?
Yep. And he had a few, but
who do they keep on mentioning as the potential candidate for the presidency in 2028? It's JD Vance, but who do they keep on weirdly throwing out that name with JD Vance?
Stephen A. Smith.
Kirk.
No way.
Kirk Vance ticket. Go look it up.
No way.
Pastor Rob McCoy said it multiple times. They have mentioned her name with JD Vance multiple times. It is absolutely something they're all talking about. And I called this too. I called the fact that I think if you want to believe, again, nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. But let's just say that it's true that Erica Kirk really was a honeypot. And let's just say that she was activated. Who had the potential to be the president of the United States? 100% without a question. Charlie Kirk. Right?
Yeah.
But wait a second. Charlie Kirk was starting to turn on the Israel lobby and the Zionist agenda. You can't have a president of the United States that's completely against the Zionist agenda and against the Israel lobby.
Right.
Is Erica Kirk?
Because then you got to JFK somebody again.
Exactly.
They said, let's JFK him first.
Which they did. Is Erica Kirk?
Let's get him JFK let's do a pre-trial of JFK.
Let's not get like, they were like, you know what? It's harder to do it once he's
assassinations are messy.
Yeah, dude, once he's already in office, it's so much harder. Let's just do it now.
Think of the economy.
Yeah, just do it now. We'll get rid of it.
Right.
But
then
then
make sure that the Dow stays over 50,000.
That's right. But his wife, coincidentally, is not anti-Zionist or anti-Israel, and she seems to be towing the party line just fine, right? Also, the support for the Republican Party is in the absolute shitter right now. I think everybody can agree with that. I think the midterms, everybody knows that the midterms are in serious danger. But man, if you had a Christian, faithful, strong woman to now run as part of the presidency, you might be able to revive that ticket.
I feel she's got no chance, though, at this point. That might have been the plan. I think that's a fantastic
with the right amount of propaganda, it doesn't matter. Here's the thing. I don't
think it could happen now. I think there's too much that we know about her now.
Bro, how much weight do you think that actually holds? Really?
With the Gen Z and millennial generation? I think a lot.
Really?
I think a lot with our generation.
I mean,
but to get to the money holders
just look
and
at the Epstein
boomers
files. Look at how much we know about the Epstein files. What's actually being done?
But that's not. But we're not having to vote on that.
Do you believe that your votes actually matter?
100%. I think it's two sides of the same coin. 100%. But we're not voting on Epstein files. It's not like we're able to vote Howard Lutnick off the island. When it comes down to the presidency, we do have to physically vote, and I don't think we would ever be able to get the sub 30 addicted to the internet generation that knows every variation of her past last names now.
So do you want me to black pill you, Zach?
Oh God. What's a black pill? I don't know what the pills are.
I'm going to show you the black pill. I'm going to show him the black pill, guys. Zach doesn't know the black pill. We're going to show him the black pill.
What's the definition of the black pill?
I mean, I'm just kidding. I actually hate that term because the definition of a black pill is that like everything sucks and there's nothing you can do about it. But what I will tell you is this. I have gotten to the point where I 100% believe these elections are 100% rigged. And there is zero chance that we actually have control over it. It is two parties, it's two wings of the same bird. And there is one controller, and it's the lobby. So let me blow your mind, okay? You ready? Do you remember when Joe Biden was supposed to take a meeting with Bibi Netanyahu before the end of his presidency? Google this real quick.
Okay.
Look up Joe Biden,
who's apparently a robot.
Joe Biden meeting with Bibi Netanyahu 2020. It would have been 2024.
Biden and Bibi Netanyahu meet with urgency to reach ceasefire.
Okay, so there's one, not this one. So
this is July 25th meeting.
Okay, type it in again and say Biden refuses meeting with Bibi Netanyahu.
We're getting there.
Okay.
Biden running out of patience with Bibi as Gaza.
Okay.
Is that word?
Rejection.
From I love you to asshole. How Joe gave up on.
Okay, there you go. That's a good one too. But we might have to actually. It might take too long. But there was another meeting, and it was right around this same time, right around July, right around August, where Joe Biden was supposed to meet with Bibi Netanyahu, and he refused the meeting. Guess who met with him a week later when he refused that meeting? Type in Trump meeting with Bibi Netanyahu 2024 and see the date that comes up.
I know people on the stream can't see this. July 26, 2024. But it looks like he did meet him on July 23rd. Let me see. Let's confirm. So that was July 26th.
It was this
is July 25th. So this was at right in the same time, but it does look like he did actually meet with him.
So maybe it's that he met with him but something went wrong. My point is, this is what happened. This is what happened. Okay. He either didn't meet with him or he met with him, but then he immediately met with Trump right afterwards.
Right after.
Okay. When was it that Biden started to be completely demonized by the left and they moved Kamala in? Do you remember when it was?
Wasn't that, it was right around that time. It was right midsummer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like August.
Yeah, it was like right around that time. Maybe even a little earlier.
Yeah, it was after this.
Okay.
Is my point.
Right.
So they start to bring Kamala in, right? And Kamala is a dumpster fire.
Right.
And then,
well, she didn't even there were no primaries.
And by the way, they installed her. There was no vote. They just installed Kamala and basically let Biden shrink to the background, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then who did they bring in pretty much right after that? Tim Walz, which, by the way, anybody that thinks that they thought that Tim Walz was actually a good candidate is crazy. He was 100% just a torpedo because the stolen valor and all the other things, it took like weeks for that to crumble. And
he seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah. Right.
Seemed like he could fix your truck.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Take him out hunting.
I know. Yeah. But within weeks, Tim Walz was already out of the picture.
Yeah.
And then within the next couple months, what happened with the media? What happened with Kamala? What happened with the Democrats? Go back and actually trace what started to happen with everything. It was like it went from left influence to right influence overnight. Walmart stopped doing the LGBTQ stuff. So did Target. So did all the major corporations. They actually started to talk down about Kamala in the news. And they weren't praising Trump, but they actually started to kind of give Trump a little bit less crap on the news.
Could I play devil's advocate?
Sure.
What if these companies seeing the writing on the wall, right?
Maybe.
You got Biden about to walk into his crypt. He's thinking about ice cream in Dewey Beach, Delaware. Kamala, as you just said, like this was not a proper presidential run. There were no primaries.
It's
possible. Have a VP that's if you put VP versus VP, like that VP debate, even though that was one of the most cordial debates I've ever watched, at least in recent times.
Yeah.
JD destroyed it.
Yeah.
Maybe those companies were kind of reading the writing on the wall and said, we're going to start positioning ourselves.
Maybe.
But I hear what you're saying. But the reason line up really close.
But the reason why I bring this up is because so one of my buddies actually told me back then when it happened, when he met with Trump, my buddy literally called it and said, hey, just so you know, Trump's going to win the presidency in a landslide. And it's going to be because he just met with Bibi. I was not at the point where I understood that at that point. And so I literally told him he was insane. I was like, dude, I was like, bro, that's insane.
Not the big Yahoo.
I was like, there's no way.
That much control.
I was like, there's no way that's not actually going to happen. And then it happened. And I called my buddy and I was like, holy crap, dude, you called that. And he said, yeah. And now watch what happens when he's in presence, when he gets to the presidency. And I said, okay, what was one of the very first things that he ever did?
Trump?
Yeah.
First, we had all those executive orders in the first couple of weeks.
What did he do for Israel? Like almost immediately.
Remind me.
The aid, all that stuff that started coming out.
Yeah, the money.
It was like almost immediately that happened, right? And coincidentally also with Miriam Adelson giving him $250 million for his run, right? All I'm saying...
The greatest Jewish president.
All I'm saying is if you wanted to put together this map like you've done with everything else about how he was installed by these people, you could put a damn strong argument out there.
We're going to have to do that.
You could put a damn strong argument out there. And...
Damn, we weren't even done with Howard Lutnick. We're deep in this, dog.
But it's crazy, dude, because I've gotten to the point where it's like, unless, and by the way, guess who else was also talking about those lobbies? And not only talking about the lobbies of being dangerous, but saying that the lobbies were actually the deep state. Who was talking about that? Charlie Kirk. One of the last things Charlie Kirk talked about on, I think it was his show or a podcast, it was on Tucker's show. He talked about how the lobbies.
Because I remember on Ben Shapiro's show, he said the Jewish billionaires have some explaining to do.
Yeah.
Or the Jewish donors.
The Jewish donors. Jewish donors.
I'm misquoting him.
But then he also went on Tucker's and he said that the lobbies and the intelligence agencies are the deep state.
Right.
He said, it's not what we think. He said, it's not these other, it's not the low-hanging fruit politicians. The deep state is the lobbies and the intelligence agencies. And so, well, what do intelligence agencies and lobbies do for the most part, based on history and based on all the conspiracies that we know? They're the ones that topple the government and install leaders.
Yeah. Well, the entire basis of the CIA is organized crime.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And the
infiltrating other governments, it's assassinations, it's positioning, it's intelligence, it's spying. Like
And
their
if you were
job is crime.
And when you combine them with lobbies,
Right.
wouldn't that be like the perfect recipe to basically control elections and install leaders? Because guess what? We already do it in other countries.
You're right. We absolutely do in other countries. I think like me specifically, one of the hardest things for me to actually wake up was the fact that I went to Afghanistan, right? Like
Yeah.
I didn't do nothing but be a nerd out there. Like I didn't get in any battles or nothing, but like, you know, I kind of went to the farthest extent I could at my young age to be of service to this country.
Yeah.
And I had a hard time believing that the enemies we were going to fight, the internal warfare and intelligence warfare that we waged on them,
Yep.
could possibly have been also waged on us. And it's clear and obvious now. And I know I was over there protecting poppy seeds at this point, but that's hard. It's earth shattering. It's not even earth shattering. It breaks your entire outlook on life.
That's the thing. That is the black pill.
It's so hard.
That's what I mean by the black pill.
Well, then I've been black pilled.
Yeah, you've been.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think everything's hopeless, but I do understand this is all fake.
It's rigged.
It's all fake.
It's rigged.
Right.
And so my whole point is this: I 100% am at the point where I do not believe that until we have an administration that actually acts in our best interest and keeps the promises that they made when they ran for office, because this one sure as hell isn't doing it. I do not believe that elections are actually valid. I'm just at that point because you also look at the fact that
are they not valid, or do they position? Because the way I've seen it is like, let's look at the last three ops: Joe Biden.
I think they
Hillary
make you.
Clinton,
I think they make you think that
Harris.
you have. Yeah,
like the people they put as opposition are clearly
that's my point.
Yeah, they're setting up people who are going to lose,
and they're purposely creating this balance of right and left. It's the same playbook.
I guess I'm not there yet as to our votes are fraudulent. I think the electoral college system and the way it's been set up kind of leans toward the fraudulence by itself.
I think our entire system is totally rigged, and I think the map that
rigged I can agree with.
And I think the map
rigged
that
I can agree with.
And the map that you put up here with all the families, all the elite families, and all that stuff, that is who is actually controlling all of this. The people like Trump, they're puppets.
Agreed.
Our system is a puppeteer system.
Blackmail puppet show.
Yeah. So it's like all our election, all this kind of stuff. I mean, dude, look at the immigration thing, okay? The Democrats run 4 years of the worst immigration policy in human history, in American history.
Right.
They let our country flood with illegals.
Right.
Okay. And then the Republicans get in, and what happens with the Republicans? What does that do? Now the Republicans have to come up with the solution, right?
Correct.
What was the solution?
Shut down the border.
Shut down the border, and that's fine. Did it actually work? It's up for debate.
It's not getting people out, but it's keeping people from getting
But
in.
it also created the freaking migrant wars and all of the controversy that came from ICE and all that other stuff, which ultimately has the ability to actually usher in the AI. All I'm saying is,
yes, that part right there. I think that the ICE and everything is because, dude, you know, from the militaristic background, like police force, law enforcement, military, you don't just train until you know it. You train until you can't get it wrong. And these guys are not on the same page.
You got to have a problem to present a solution.
Right.
And
if you cause chaos, you can say, here, I have the solution.
And if you were smart, like these freaking elite, evil, demonic families, and they understand how to move the chessboard, because guess what? They have been moving the pieces on the chessboard literally since the beginning of time. I mean, every war we've ever gotten in, just so you guys know, in case you were wondering, every war we've gotten in is for bankers.
Every war is a banker's war.
Every single one.
Every one.
So
honestly,
understanding that they have so much experience and so much knowledge about how to move the chess pieces on the board the way that they want to, okay? Why is it hard to believe that they would use the right and the left political system in America to ultimately control these problem and solution scenarios?
I think
that's what I believe.
Scenario. I think that's it. I think that is it.
And that's what that's all I'm saying.
I guess the nuance comes down to, are the votes actually counted? Which, by the way, the last 3 times I voted for Stephen Curry. That shows you how much I think my vote actually really matters and counts. It's two sides of the same coin.
That's what I'm saying.
And if Stephen Curry ran our country,
so what
would
would so tell me this? So what would topple the election system?
What would topple the election?
Because ultimately, what would we have to do to be able to topple the election system? To be able to prove that it's rigged.
Not show up?
Not vote.
Yeah, not show up in mass.
Imagine. It's the same thing as taxes.
But I just don't think you could get the boomers on board.
You couldn't.
Yeah,
you couldn't. And that's my point.
That's where they're always going to,
that's where
they're just going to blame the younger generations for not going out.
And you're going to get, and I'm not even saying.
I know Stephen donates to Israel. I hate it. I know. Yeah. I know. I found that out recently. I hate it.
My point is the solution to our problems is always going to be the same thing, which is we all have to stand up collectively and do the exact same thing. I've used this example many, many, many times. I got kicked off of 18 planes during COVID. 18, just because I didn't wear a mask. In every single one of those scenarios, when I was getting walked off these planes, what do you think would have happened if when they made me stand up and they made me walk off the plane, 7 other people in the back stood up at the same time, took their mask off, and refused to wear it? What do you think would have happened?
It's a good question.
I'll tell you. More people around them would have done the same thing. And sure enough, most of that plane would have been standing up with no mask on. And then there's 2 scenarios for those pilots. You either take off and get to the destination you're going to with people refusing to wear the mask, or you keep this plane grounded and you guys deal with the repercussions from the plane not going in the air. But the fact is, look around right now and look at how many people are actually wearing a mask. And that will tell you how many people would have stood up on that plane and taken the mask off if they had the chance to. But the reason why people don't is because they don't, it's not because of fear of consequences. It's because of fear of lack of support.
Yeah.
People don't stand up because they don't
want to stand up by themselves.
Exactly.
Right. It's almost like, so somebody brought this up the other day.
I was the only crazy person that would walk through airports without a mask on.
Right.
Because I'm not kidding. The amount of times that I was literally the only human being in the entire airport that was walking on the freaking moving walkway without a mask and having people look at me like I was an alien.
Look at you like
and I'm looking at them like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah, Bill Gates wanted you to wear that.
I literally feel like I'm in a simulation. Dude, seriously though. But so why was it that I did that? Because I didn't care. I was not afraid of anything. And in my mind, in my insane mind, I thought, man, if I do it, maybe other people will do it. But that doesn't happen. Why? Because collective cognitive dissonance is far more powerful than the ability to break free from the matrix and say, no, F you, this is wrong. I'm not going to do it.
Right.
You have to have enough people to do it at the same time. And it never happens.
And finding out what that one thing is. Like I heard a comparison of, I told a story actually of one time we were at a sleep. My boys and I had a sleepover. It was an NBA All-Star weekend. We did it like every year. And one night we went out with carton of eggs and some duct tape. We were just going to do dumbness. Police officer pulls up and 2 of the 3 of us sprint. We ran. But one of them didn't.
Got arrested.
He didn't get arrested.
Oh.
But being the guys we are, we came back because we're like, we can't leave our boy.
Yeah.
But theoretically, what would have happened if we all 3 jetted? Probably nothing, because they're not going to catch all of us.
No.
I think the situation is similar when it comes to a labor strike, when it comes to a general strike, when it comes to a tax strike, or just like what you're saying, getting up and taking off your mask. It takes everybody simultaneously doing it together.
Why are we paying 60% taxes?
You're right.
Because
on
guys,
pre-tax money.
Just so you know, even if you're in the 30% tax bracket, okay, you're not considering the fact that you're taxed on everything else. And so when you actually add up all the taxes that you pay, we quite literally pay over 50% taxes to the government, which means, let me put this in perspective for you guys. You guys that are working 9 to 5s, and pretty much all of us, to be honest, we are basically working a few months out of every single year just to pay the government.
Well, so I'm getting some comments. There's been so many studies that the mask literally did not affect the transfer of the disease.
No, they didn't at all.
There was only certain level, like high.
Not at all.
Yeah, there were certain ones that had like filters, but nobody was wearing those. We were wearing like the cute ones with Hello Kitty.
Correct.
Like those didn't help
let me
cloth masks.
So going back to this, right? So why do we pay? Why do we have to pay as much taxes as we do? And why does nobody? Why is there basically nothing we can do to change that? Because not enough people would stop paying at the same time. Because the only way that not paying, all of you guys out there are like, oh, let's not pay taxes. The only way that will ever work is if you have like 1 million people, like literally 1 million people decide to not pay their taxes. That would break the system.
Yeah.
Like that. But you will never get that many people because unfortunately we live in a world where everyone is so controlled and manipulated by these demons that they feel like they feel like they're helpless. And the reason why they feel like they're helpless is because they feel like not enough people will actually do it with them. And so that is the main reason why the whole goal of these elites, the goal of this satanic cabal, it's to isolate us. Why do they attack families? Why did they create the feminist movement? Why did they create the black on white crime? Why, like all of these division, all of these dividing
Even the blue
things,
versus red, just all these
every
divisional
single
things.
dividing,
Religion,
every
everything.
single thing. It's to isolate us. It's to make us not stand together. It's the reason why united we stand, divided we fall. That's it.
Preach on, preacher.
That's it. That is the key. That is the secret. Okay. And it's the whole idea of ants versus the freaking crickets. We never grasshopper, excuse me.
Don't misquote Bugs Life.
Sorry.
Jesus.
Right? Why is it that at the end of that movie they're able to actually make the grasshoppers fly away? Because all of them stood up.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen until that happens. And it's the same reason why these evil freaking people are getting away with eating babies. Because not enough people are standing up.
I know people will get up in arms about, like, if you target and talk about, you know, LGBTQ and BLM and all these other like feminist movements, but they are in their own variation. You're putting people in their own collective, they're in their own little section of the country with their own set of beliefs. Why are we judging anybody by their skin color or their gender fluidity or what they love
because
or who they love? Because like we've created this world where
we haven't created it.
I know. We live in the world
that they've created
where we are not every man and woman is created equal. We aren't in that world. And so we have to create these movements for people to feel heard because we have an entire generation, like for example, the African-American generation that were promised 40 acres and a mule back in the late 1800s. We got generations that have been pushed out into the civil rights by the Malcolm X's and the Martin Luther Kings.
Yes.
That a Martin Luther King was literally getting beat on stage and they said, don't get him off me. Like, let me pray for him. Like these people above us want us divided, just like you're saying, brother.
They want us focused on the labels so that we don't focus on the collective identity that we actually have. And if you notice, the other thing that they do very, very well is when there's a movement that's actually like a movement for good, because guess what?
Give me an example.
Okay, so like the women's suffrage movement, the movement for women's rights,
right?
That's not a bad movement.
Nope.
Like to prove that women
are underpaid, underutilized.
Yeah, to prove that women should be paid more, that they should have more, that they should be recognized as something more. That's not a bad thing. That's
smarter than most men.
That's inherent. Yeah, seriously. That's inherently a very good idea. But how was it hijacked? Well, not all of them, but it's always them. The Marxists, take that for what it's worth, who you know are the Marxists, they hijacked the women's suffrage movement by creating the feminist movement. So now, instead of it just being fighting for women's rights, it's no, we have to also hate men. It's not just that we want more rights and we want to be recognized as being equals. No, now we've also been manipulated to hate all men.
Right.
And so now you have women who don't want to have families. They don't want to be mothers. They don't want to do all the things that inherently they are the best at. They have been manipulated to believe that all of the things that they actually are the best at and that make them so divine and so strong are actually the things that they shouldn't do. Don't be a mom. Don't have kids. Work your entire life.
The birth rate is such a problem.
Build a career. Don't be with men that are strong, right? Don't like toxic masculinity. That is
which does exist.
Sure, I'm not saying it doesn't.
Yeah.
But the widespread idea that for these feminists, all men are toxic, that is a very manipulated and calculated, destructive, pivot
Mhm.
from what was supposed to actually be a very good movement. Same thing
Fair.
with the whatchamacallit, the freaking black rights.
BLM?
What do they
Well,
call that?
yeah, Black Lives
Civil
Matter.
rights.
Oh, civil rights.
The civil
Because I
rights
was going to
movement.
go to Black Lives Matter because what immediately happened after that?
Yeah.
It wasn't. Now, I want to be careful with this because I'm not at right to even speak on the subject. But you immediately saw, especially like in Delaware, dog, like,
Yeah.
oh well, all lives matter. What about white lives matter? Like everyone started again dividing.
Well, it wasn't just that though. And there's a reason for that though. So because the idea of Black Lives Matter is not a bad idea. Like of course,
yeah,
of course,
100%.
Black Lives Matter, and everybody will agree that yeah, Black Lives matter, white lives matter, all lives matter.
And Black lives are usually underpaid.
That is the
underutilized,
truth.
Underrespected.
And to be honest, the whole thing with like the prison system and everything, that is absolutely true. When they talk about
highest poverty rate.
when they talk about whatchamacallit, what's the word I'm looking for? Racism, but what's the word?
Bigotry.
No. Like systematic racism, right?
Systemic.
Systemic
Yeah.
racism. When they talk about systemic racism, there's truth and there's lies. Okay. The truth about it is the fact that, guys, the reality is the prison system has been largely built to put Black people down and to take fathers out of the houses and to create the
Free labor.
drug vacuum and free labor and all these other things, which creates the gangs and creates these inner cities.
And
which,
there's the
which
majority
by the
of
way,
prisons
is
are
largely
privately
created by
owned.
Democrats.
They're largely privately owned. The majority of
Yes.
prisons.
Yes, but
They're profit machines.
But that being said, so the BLM movement in theory is actually not a bad thing. Like that's
agreed.
Technically a good thing that should happen. But once again, it was hijacked by the Marxists. It was hijacked by these people, by these evil elites and this cabal to create instead hatred and racism. It actually created racism. It made Black people start hating white people. And it made this whole idea of we hate each other.
Which then reverberated to white people hating Black people more. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Which ultimately, what I'm trying to get at is all these good things, these inherently good ideals are hijacked by these people before they ever get a chance to get off the ground in order to turn us against each other. Because as we are divided and isolated, we cannot stand up to them. And that's why they run this world. Because we can't stand up, because not enough of us stand up at the same time. I'll give you one of the craziest and one of the scariest scenarios, but you tell me if I'm wrong. If tomorrow they said that there is a new virus and they knew about it and they've been tracking it, but they didn't realize how fast it was gonna hit us or whatever. But somebody just dropped a suitcase in New York City and it was right by the airport. What?
What are we gonna name it?
I don't know.
It's got to be something better than COVID.
Well, let me tell you what it is, and then you can come up with a better name.
All right.
So they say it drops, right? It drops by the airport. Now it's going all over the world. And tomorrow they say, guys, we're sorry to say, but this virus is everywhere. But it only hovers 5 feet in the air, 4 feet in the air. Tomorrow, how many people would be on their hands and their knees?
Probably a lot.
If you stand up, you get the virus. How many people will be on their hands and their knees? That is a very scary but very real scenario.
Yeah, if the virus only hovered 5 feet above ground, please crawl under it like you're crawling under smoke.
And that goes to show you the level of control that these people have been able to enact on society. You and I wouldn't do it.
No, absolutely.
You'd be like, you guys are retarded. No, thank you.
I think that there's a larger majority today, because back to the Erica Kirk thing, and I just think that there's more people today, and maybe I need to be called out for being in my own echo chamber for sure, because I never want to be labeled or find myself.
I don't think
only taking in a certain set of information, because I didn't grow up political as a sports head. Right. I just sell homes and I want the economy to do well. And all of a sudden I'm like, why can't people afford homes? And now we're here. I think there are just more people, especially after COVID, especially when we learned
that
where
there's
the
more
virus
people that
came
are like
from.
woke up.
Yeah.
100%.
That if that were to happen, that maybe there would be less. Not saying there wouldn't be any. There'd be less people that immediately just say, yes, government, of course.
Yes. There would definitely be less. But my point still stands of the fact that
there would be people rolling around at the airport to get under the virus.
And not only that, even with the people even though there will be more people that would see through it, how many of those people would actually band together and say no and stand up 5 feet above the air? And that's my point.
Yeah.
Because even if because again, going back to COVID, right? Even if I knew for a fact when I'm walking through that airport, I knew that 4 out of 5 people knew that they didn't need to actually wear that mask. But the only reason why it was on their face is because everybody else was doing
Or
it.
at least didn't 100% sure know why.
Yeah, or at least we're just doing it because they were told to.
Yeah.
I knew that.
I was.
Yeah. And so why didn't they take it off? Simply because there's not enough people that did it with them.
Yeah. And the fear of what their government told them.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's why these people also get away with murder. It's because there's like, dude, why did J6 fail? I mean, for one, it failed because it was a freaking Fed operation. But what would have
I
happened?
just found that Nick Fuentes was on a megaphone at that event. Did you know that?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's a whole other conversation.
That's insane.
So here's the thing, though. What would have happened if J6, instead of being, I don't know what it was, like a couple 100,000 guys or whatever?
Was there 100,000 guys?
I actually don't know. I don't know. How many people were there? I have no idea. I thought there was a lot.
100,000's nuts.
Yeah, that is a lot of people.
Thought maybe like 800 to 1,000.
Okay, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe more.
I honestly don't know. If you guys know, if somebody knows how many people,
let's look it up.
we could Google it. How many people? How many people were there in J6? I thought there was a lot though, because they were all at that protest.
Definitely a lot.
Or they were all at that big thing. Okay, there you go.
Approximately.
So 25,000.
That's
okay.
Way more than I thought.
So check this out.
Okay, but it says 1,575 people have been charged with their involvement. So maybe only a certain amount of people went into the building.
So what would have happened? What would have happened if all 25,000 people went to the Capitol? What would have happened if 100,000 people showed up at the Capitol that day? It would have been a whole different reaction, right? What has been probably in my opinion, what has been the most effective nonviolent protest against the power in the last 5 years? Do you know what it is? The Canadian convoy.
Tell me, I don't know anything about the Canadian convoy.
The Canadian dude. So if you guys actually want to talk about why we got out of COVID, like why all the restrictions and all the mandates and everything really started to disappear, it's because of the Canadian convoy.
The Canadian convoy.
The Canadian convoy is when all of the truckers in Canada decided they were going to go to Parliament and literally park the trucks and stop all movement of food and resources in Canada. Look it up. They did it. And they were camped out for, I think it was like 2 weeks. And some of these people to this day literally have had their bank accounts frozen and everything like that. But because they did that, that stopped COVID. Because days after that, that's when they started lifting all the restrictions and everything. Why? Because it's not enough to just stand up and talk. You have to do something that stifles their process.
So what do people do now? Like you said, black billed earlier. Like that's the question.
Well, that's the thing.
That I keep getting back to. It's like what's the thing that as a collective we could do right now to change things? Because
so think about this, right?
Please.
Everybody's talking about how we're gonna go march in the streets and protest for the kids because of Epstein. Okay, what do you think you're gonna accomplish there? Like genuinely asking anybody that's gonna do that. If you go, because some of these protests are happening in like Texas and California or whatever, what makes you different than BLM or abortion right protests or whatever? Like, what do you think you're going to accomplish by showing up in the tens of thousands in California and walking around on the streets for a day? What are you going to accomplish? Nothing. All you're like, I appreciate the fact that people want to get loud and everything, but you're not actually going to accomplish anything. And these people know that because you're no different than any other protest.
I never got vaxxed.
But what would happen? What would happen?
Wait, 1 second. Someone just say, am I anti-vax? I'm anti-COVID vaccine. Do you know how that thing got created? We know way too much to still be having the "Are you a vax guy" debate.
Yeah.
Come on.
So just put this in perspective though, right? Instead of, 50,000 people marching in the streets of California and Texas like they're planning on doing for the children, right? What would happen if, 500,000 people showed up in DC, marched on the Capitol, didn't do anything, didn't walk in the building, but just camped outside and blocked all the streets? What would happen? And they did that for a week straight. I'll tell you what happened in Belgium. Hundreds of thousands of people showed up in Belgium, refused to leave, and the parliament resigned overnight.
Whoa, when was that?
Like a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Was it real? How did I miss that? Because our media doesn't talk about that stuff. What?
So what I'm getting at is this. There is a way to stifle and to bring accountability without being violent. but it has to happen in mass. And that is the main reason why we as Americans can never get anything done, because we don't work together.
That's fair. I had no clue about that.
Yeah.
I had no
Did
clue.
you look it up?
No, I believe you 1,000%.
Yeah.
I need to look that up myself and read into it. It was Belgium,
Belgium.
and 100,000 people just showed up.
I don't know
in
if
the
it was
streets.
100,000. It was a lot. I'll look it up right now.
Probably a lot if they make
I'll look it up right now.
the entire parliament just resign.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
I had not heard that.
Recent protests in Belgium, particularly Brussels, have focused on economic austerity, pension reforms, and international issues. In 2026, let's see.
That's good. You know it.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm trying to find the exact numbers. How many people?
Because I think right now, just there's way too many people that sit in this moment of, okay, I understand what's going on. I understand I'm being pitted against my fellow American. I understand I'm a cog in a giant machine that feeds a country that isn't even America. What do I do? Like, what does the average American do tomorrow to start progress toward a better next day or next
That's why
year?
we're building the modern Exodus.
Amen. Amen. And I think local community is the baseline.
Men.
It is the foundation.
Men,
Yes.
specifically.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I'm not discounting the women, but like at the end of the day, guys, I'm sorry, but until we get back to weak men, strong times, bad, or good times, bad
Right.
times, like there's a reason why they say all this stuff, right? We have an epidemic right now for weak, apathetic, entitled, evil men. Why is it that the Epstein stuff happens? Because of evil, corruptible men. That's why. That is why Epstein, that's why that exists. Because of evil, corruptible men, largely. So how do we fight this? We have to be the antithesis of that. We have to be strong, capable, righteous men.
disciplined, virtuous.
Virtuous men. That's the only way that we make this, that we pull this back.
There are a lot of weak men.
We need a cultural revolution, not a physical revolution. Nobody is ready for physical revolution. Everybody wants to think they are. No, you're not. Because when you topple the system, then what?
Amen.
Do you want to run the country? Because I
Amen,
sure as hell don't.
Amen. Because people don't look at what
No.
happened after Rome fell. What
That's
happened
why
after
Rome
France.
never came back.
Do you know what happened? A lot of people don't even know that China's socialist revolution in
Yeah.
the 40s,
Yeah,
millions of civilians died.
yeah.
Millions.
And the reason
but they
why,
were hanging landlords.
Yeah.
I find crazy.
yeah, dude, because the problem is nobody thinks about everybody. That is an emotional reaction, right? Rome fell because there was no contingency plan once they toppled the freaking empire.
I got a question right here. I think it's a good one. What's a strong man? I think it has a lot less to do with what's labeled as a strong man today. I think it has a lot more to do with emotional intelligence. I think it has a lot more to do with connection with someone who's weaker than you in other spaces without demonizing them and lifting them up. I think it has to do with being able to join in community. I think it has to do with humbleness and humility, but also strength in like having a foundation in your own self-worth. I feel is what most men don't have.
Yes.
They don't understand self-love,
And
they
because
don't
of-
understand self-fulfillment.
Yes.
And because they can't find love in themselves, how on earth are they supposed to give love out?
So that would be my answer. If you're asking me that, my answer is literally, and it sounds really corny, but that is the truth. The key to being a strong man, and I'm not trying to say, like, I don't consider myself the strongest man or whatever, but what I will tell you guys is I am not self-conscious. Like, I can genuinely say I love myself. I love who I am. I love what I've become. I'm not perfect, but I'm very, very content with the person that I've become, largely because of my parents, because of the influence in my life, because of my wonderful wife and my kids. Like, I love myself. I genuinely can say that. Most men, you would find, cannot actually say they love themselves.
Right.
And because of that, because self-love, I believe, is what drives real conviction and integrity.
Absolutely.
And
because
that is what makes a strong man, is conviction and integrity.
and that conviction comes from confidence.
Yes.
And that confidence comes from doing the things you say you're going to do and stacking up those wins. When
Exactly.
you say you're going to, like something simple is like, hey, I'm going to set my alarm for 6:30 tomorrow and I'm going to get up and I'm going to go walk. And when you do it, you've stacked up some proof. You've put a vote in the bin of, I do what I say I'm going to do.
That's right.
And then when you start doing that more and more, all of a sudden your thoughts, your emotions, everything about you is a part of you, and you don't
That's
feel
right.
like you're fighting yourself anymore. And now you can actually go out and give because you've let's go back to the airplane.
Yeah.
You know, they say the other mask,
Yep.
if there's an emergency and air pressure is lost, the mask is going to drop down.
Yep.
They tell you, please put your mask on first.
That's right. That's right.
And there's a lot of men who have not put on their own mask first. They haven't looked themselves in the mirror. And I think that the best growth in a man's life comes from looking truth in the eyes and not running away from it.
Well, and so to that point, right now, if I were to ask you guys, who's the strongest man in Congress?
Who would you say?
Thomas Massey.
Oh, that's who was on my brain.
100%. Why? Not because he's some like
He's standing on business. That's why.
It's not even
standing on business against pedophiles.
It's because when he makes a decision or when he fights for something, he does it based on principle, not based on how much money he's being offered or what bribe is being there or what connection he can make or it's not selfish. He's not making it based on what he gets out of it. He genuinely cares for people and he genuinely is making decisions based on what is best and what is principled.
Right.
And that is what makes a strong man. So what makes a weak man? The exact opposite. Weak men are the type of men that when somebody says, I'll pay you $5,000 to say this, even if you don't believe it, they take that bet and they do it no matter what.
Right.
That is a weak man.
And I think there's also a big difference between, okay, and this is gonna hit for anyone that's listening because I just want to hide the soak in. There's a difference between loving yourself and loving your ego.
That's a great point.
There's
Yeah.
a big difference.
Yeah.
And one leads to narcissism and self-centeredness and being on your own.
And the other leads to self-love.
And the other leads to self-love
Yeah.
and growing people around
Well
you.
said.
Right.
Yep.
So there is a stark difference because someone even mentioned here, like Epstein loved himself. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but not in that
But
same
not
way.
in the same sense that
He did not. I would actually.
He loved himself out
I
of
would
fear.
actually disagree with that.
I would say he was a very afraid man. Honestly.
Yeah, I would disagree with that like 1,000%. Epstein did not love himself. He was extremely insecure. The main reason why he needed to take over or overpower younger people and the reason why he was who he was because of his
He had to
insecurities.
insert dominance on his own insecurity.
He had to insert dominance because he had no power and no action. Dude, the people that take advantage of children are the most insecure people on the planet.
Great.
They absolutely don't love themselves. And that's why they do it, because they have to dominate something.
Yep.
Because they can't dominate
Their own
anything
life.
else in
They
life.
can't dominate their own life.
Nothing.
When you
They
can't
have
manage the war between your ears, you're going to bring the war
They
outside.
have no control. They have no strength. They have no conviction. They have no nothing. So what do? They go dominate the most innocent and most weak thing they can possibly find. That's what drives them to do those things. And that is what an evil, weak man is, which once again is why I say that the reason we have the issues we have in our country, in society in general, the reason why the Epstein files exist is because of weak, evil men.
Boom.
And the key to them being weak and evil, no self-love.
Yeah. And I think when there's success in having, like it's almost like a drug. When you have success in taking control over somebody, like a man in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
When you have that success, it typically evolves pretty quickly because they find this, I don't want to get scientific with it, but a dopamine hit or a feeling or some form of satisfaction, fulfillment, because they've won at something when they could never win individually themselves. And then it just grows and grows and it just becomes this narcissistic wet dream around insecurity. And yet they are probably the most emotionally unintelligent, weak, impotent. I mean, we know his testosterone levels from the emails, pretty freaking low. Impotent.
That's another major
males.
issue. People want to talk about that, but the freaking decline in testosterone in this country is one of the major reasons why we have such an epidemic of weak men.
Is it how they're raised, video games, or food, or all the above?
For testosterone?
Yeah. Weak men. What do you think?
Oh, weak men.
Yeah,
Say it again.
Food, video games and distractions, or how they're raised?
How they're raised.
How they're raised.
Easily. Yeah. I mean, that's the biggest factor.
So what changed?
Food is definitely 100%, a big factor.
But specifically to the weak men side, because men have been raised for thousands of years without this problem.
Well,
so,
yeah, but
why is now it the problem?
Because how are the younger generation raised? They're raised on screens. They're raised on they're raised on dopamine.
But we
hits.
see weakness in our own generation, and we weren't raised on screens.
Uh,
We were able to adapt into screens around the college age.
Yeah, but I would argue that like, and I'm not even saying like my generation is perfect or whatever, but I would say like there's far less like apathy and weakness in my generation than there is in like the newer generations.
Fair.
Or just strength in general as far as like physical strength goes.
Fair.
In just like, I mean, dude, I don't know, maybe not. It's a good question.
I don't know. I think the food has a lot to do with it. Just
Food
as you
has a
said.
ton to do with it.
I
Food
think,
has
honestly,
something to do with
dude,
the decline of testosterone for
and
sure.
sickness and cancer and tumors. And
But as far as like weakness and apathy and all that kind of
autism.
stuff, that for sure I believe is how you're raised. I don't think
I
I don't know
think
about
we
video
got
games.
raised,
I'm not a gamer, so I honestly
parents
can't speak
aside,
on that.
I had a little bit of a gaming thing. I like
Yeah.
a good game,
Yeah,
but now I'm a Minecrafter with my daughter.
do something really quick.
I
want to see. There's a.
I think we got raised in one of the coolest generations, bro. Because to be quite honest with you, oh yeah, shout out the $4.99 donut.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to not shout you out. I didn't see that there. Thank you so much for the super chat.
I'll read it as the guest. Thank you both for all doing this work and this live for us, and thank you for sharing the truth with us every day. Thank you, Larissa.
Really appreciate you. Thank you, Larissa.
But dude, I think we got raised in like the most, maybe not coolest, because as we sit here, it's like, man, the 70s seemed a little cooler, but the most unique hybrid generation of we were raised in this analog society where we had to listen to where the basketball was being dribbled or see where the bikes were in the yard to know where our friends were at.
Yeah, no,
And-
for sure.
And we were outdoors, and we were
Independence.
connecting. There was independence.
Yes.
And like when I'll take you back to high school, middle school, right?
Mhm.
When you had your crush, your little girlfriend at school
Yeah,
or whatever.
Written notes.
When you want, okay, yeah, written notes at school.
Intentional.
Super cool, super hot. The written notes, that's dope.
Oh, dude, when you got
Oh, and you're sitting there watching her write, you're like, what is she writing?
and then when she folds it up in the like,
oh, the pit in my stomach. But then what happens after school?
yeah,
You want to call her.
yeah,
You call on the house phone.
and you got to talk on the house
and
phone.
you got to talk to who? You got to probably talk to her pops.
Mhm.
Like, we don't have to go through that as men today.
And there was rigid structure too for me. Like, and I would assume for everybody, like, you're not going to talk on the home phone all night long.
Poop
right?
Like Politics brings up a great point. I shouldn't have just said video games. I should have said the entire entertainment sector. You're right.
Sure.
Yes, absolutely.
But this is a good point too, because like, for example, when you're on the home phone, right, you can't tie up the home line all night long. So you get to talk to your girlfriend for half an hour, whatever.
Could you throw this on the charger in the other seat?
Yep. Right. Like if you think about that, so that's another thing too, is you grow up with more rigid guidelines and more guardrails, which teaches you that.
My phone died on Instagram. So if you're joining in from Instagram, you should have been here a while ago. But yeah, they didn't get me. It's just, my phone died.
Which teaches you that there's a system that you need to both understand, but also be able to work within. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things. Like when I say raised, I'm not necessarily just talking about parents. I'm kind of talking about what you're talking about. Like
the
dude,
environment.
Like, dude, on a Saturday, I left my house at 9 a.m. I watched cartoons. I watched Saturday morning cartoons, right? Got ready and then bounced. I was out by like 11 o'clock.
Right.
If I didn't have a baseball game or a football game or something, I was literally outside all day long.
I'd be playing basketball for like 6-8 hours.
And you were out there until the freaking street light came on.
Yep.
And then you went home.
Yep.
And you said, "Hey, can I play Manhunt for the next for the next hour?" Right? Like it was a whole different scenario where that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Now everything is so coddled. I think what it really comes down to is, if you're asking me the truth, I think the difference is independence versus dependence. I think that our generations were largely independent. The new generations are largely dependent, whether they're dependent on their parents, dependent on the system, dependent on their phones.
Yeah, I was going to go that level.
Like they're dependent.
There's also this strange thing that happened when we were kids where we were bored. We actually suffered from boredom.
I've heard that theory a lot, actually, that boredom was a great thing.
Boredom is the answer.
It's the best.
If you want to fix your life, raw dog life for 7 days in a row.
Get bored.
No screens.
Yeah.
Go stare at a wall. Go on a walk.
Yeah.
Read that book that you haven't read yet. Like actually disconnect from society for a bit and readjust back to that feeling that you did have. It is still attainable.
Yep.
And the dependent side of thing, we're dependent upon that dopamine hit.
Mhm.
We're dependent upon having 90 million streaming opportunities and choices.
Mhm.
We're dependent upon Uber and DoorDash being able to bring my food right to me. We're dependent on getting our social gratification from an online group without having to get in person with anybody.
I mean, and again, dude, it gets, for me, it comes back to the same thing every single time. And again, I am not just like plugging this. Most of you guys don't even know that I did this probably, but
I'll plug it. The Modern Exodus.
Like, so if you guys don't know this, I just launched about a week ago something called the Modern Exodus, and it's a group for men. It is not a coaching group. It is not like one of those courses or whatever. We do have a Discord, but it is a group for men that are looking to network with, to get with other men. It's a
We'll just bring it back to the name, Modern Exodus.
Yeah,
these are people who in the modern day understand they want to get out of this current system.
We are done with this current system. We are going to become the best versions we can for ourselves, for our families, for our communities. And it's all about us men getting together physically in person and training and preparing and doing all the things that we're supposed to do as men and actually building a strong network of men. Because I truly believe we are not going to make it out of this if we can't do that. And anyway, what I'm getting at is the main reason why we did it. You guys, I don't know if you'll even believe this, but this is the truth. There was a study done recently that said that 60% of men do not have one friend that they can call if they need it.
I've heard that one.
One friend.
And
sounds like the Freemasons. You know what? Honestly, it's funny.
I was about to defend you.
It's fun. No. It's actually funny because I've made this joke multiple times. I'm basically building the modern day Freemasons without Satanism. But you can look at it that way. I don't care. There's gonna there's gonna
level
be
up systems.
Yeah, it's just not gonna be some crazy culty satanic thing. But I like to think of it more. It's more like if you consider how biker gangs are. You got chapters, right? You got different locations. These guys are meeting up in person in their regions and their respective places. Things like that, right?
Yeah, all the modern day things we have today, people want to get away from it and back to I think the lifestyle we got to get raised in. That's why I think it's such a cool hybrid generation. And then what separates us, because it's like, oh, well, you just sound like you were a boomer. We actually got technology and we got connection through this other means. So we've been on both sides of the fence.
But what is the biggest difference? And that's what I'm trying to get at.
Between what?
Between our generations and the new generations right now. The biggest
they're on their screens since birth.
Yes, but what does that do?
It depletes their dopamine
We've
systems.
Talked about it so many times.
Isolates them.
Isolates them.
It's
isolation. When we were kids, we were constantly surrounded by friends. We were constantly surrounded by people.
Yeah.
We were never just alone on a screen, right? We were always with people, or we were always doing something that needed human interaction and human connection.
Because there was no social media. You couldn't connect on anything. You had to go to the, if you wanted to meet on something, you want to do a Bible study or something, you got to get in the room.
And so that is what I was getting at, is the main reason why I wanted to start the Modern Exodus is because isolation, we have to end this constant plague of isolation. Okay. Yeah. And I saw somebody say, can
I add something to that, or do you want to?
Yeah, you can scroll up a little bit though, because somebody said something I want to address. Said, okay, so this is just for men. I feel like women would be beneficial too. So here's the thing. You're not wrong. Of course it would be beneficial for women. But here's the thing too. Guys, I'm sorry. First of all, I don't know why you would want someone like me to run a women's group, okay? I'm not qualified to run a women's group, okay? And that's just the reality.
Neither am I.
Is it that I don't care about women? No. But I will also say, I want to take care of the men. I want to be surrounded by, I also want myself to be surrounded by strong men.
And someone should be stepping up from the women's side and doing the same exact thing.
So my answer to you that's asking, what about the women? Stand up and build it. Okay? You go build it. I'll tell you right now, the amount of people, the amount of women that have DM'd me since I opened up the Modern Exodus and said, what about the women? We're ready. Hundreds and hundreds of women. So I can tell you right now, the first woman that stands up and decides to create the women's movement of the Modern Exodus, you will have an army behind you.
Amen. And pass the chips.
But it comes down to you actually doing that. I will say this though. This is a little plug. If you go to my Instagram, first of all the men, go join. There's a free version and there's a monthly version that helps us actually build. Yes, in a minute. Well, yeah, definitely though, for sure. But here's the next thing. For all the women, one of the coolest things about this whole thing since I announced the Modern Exodus is the women that have actually come out and said, I want to donate to a fund that will help you guys build the Modern Exodus and help build these men and even cover some of these men's monthly costs if I can. And that's amazing. So we actually created a donation portal, and that's in my Instagram story right now, that you can actually go and donate to the Modern Exodus and help that way. So if you feel like I want to help, I want to be a part of this, but I'm not going to join a group of men. That is how we would love for you to help. And all of those donations will go towards the men and towards the retreats and the missions that we're going to do and all the things that we'll do to build the men. But yes, go ahead, Zach.
I'm gonna squeegee our heads together. Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. I just need to scoot a little bit.
Now you can see the bags in my eyes.
Yeah, now you can see it's like 2 a.m. for my East Coast brain.
Oh, dude, I'm so tired.
I'm excited,
Yeah.
but this is dope.
This is great though.
Yeah, my daughter's always sleeping, so I can never do anything late night.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
And-
I'm having a great time.
And I think,
And we have these people to join us for late night.
I think some of the greatest men that exist, they'd point to the strength of the women in their life as to the
100%.
reason for it. And I would
Yeah.
point to my wife. I would point to raising my daughter.
Yeah, don't take that guy. Like, if you guys are listening to
You
this, and
misogynistic
I'm
asshole.
some kind of like no. I understand the value of women probably more, actually, I would say than most, because to be honest, my entire platform has largely been built because of strong women. Like, most people don't know this. You guys probably don't know this. 70% of my followers are women.
Hey.
So like, I
love the beard,
like,
man. They
so
love the well-tuned
Yeah.
beard oil.
But like, dude, I appreciate you guys, but I'm not qualified to run a group of you. I'm sorry. Like, that's not, no.
Now, when that women's
Like,
group
it's not
gets rolling,
Absolutely.
like the
Let's do
Modern
it.
Exodus for men is already
Yeah.
rolling. I want to let y'all know, and I'm okay to say this,
For sure.
okay, because I haven't talked about this anywhere.
Yeah, this is the grand reveal.
Yeah,
Everybody
this
ready?
is only going to exist on a live stream. There'll definitely be posts about it in the future. I got reached out to by Ian and Claude about Modern Exodus, and I got to be real with you. I was a little pessimistic at first because I have not taken on any collaborations outside of going on like a podcast. Like I'll be flying to San Antonio a few days after we do yours tomorrow.
Mhm.
My first little mini podcast tour.
Awesome.
Even though I hate
Which podcast are you going on San Antonio?
It's a history podcast, group of guys, the fat,
veterans?
the fat electrician.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked, Joe, my marketing guy who works more on the real estate side for us, but is now.
I got another one that you should go on that I'll hit him up.
Hit him up. Yeah.
You might be able to squeeze it in.
I'm going to do another tour at the end of summer
Okay, cool.
because I just don't want to travel too heavy.
Yeah. No, I'll try
wanna
to
be
get
with
you.
my girls.
I'll try to make it so you can squeeze it in before you go.
So I have been wanting to create something for a bit, and it's just I want to create a one-stop shop for financial foundation. I want to create a one-stop shop where people can simultaneously learn how to make money, how money works, but deeper than that, how the system works, how the system was created, whom it benefits, where it's headed, what are the patterns, and how it's all a rigged game. I want to teach the rules to the game. I want to break open
If you know the rules,
book.
you can play it.
Right. We're all standing on a Monopoly board. I'm going to do a 8-part class only
I'm
available.
so excited about this, guys.
Yeah, we haven't shot it yet.
I can't wait.
Oh, we have it all outlined. Only available to Modern Exodus because these are people who are stepping out and saying, I want to grow. I want to be better. I want a better foundation. And finances, money is oxygen in our country. And a lot of people are having a hard time breathing right now.
That's right.
So we're creating this course. It's going to be college level. I have a rubric, got everything that's going to be lined up. And I want people to walk away from it with confidence and at least knowing, okay, this system is shit. It's rigged against me, but I understand it now.
Yep.
I'm a cog, but I get the inner working of the machine now. And that's what we're going to do. So I am looking forward to that part, but honestly, it's just we need, wrapping this whole conversation back to where we started. The only way things change is with strong people.
That's it.
Strong people
That
in
map,
community.
That map that we're looking at, and by the way, I'm still chilling, so I'm good.
I'm
like
good, bro.
I
Let's
can
bring it
go
back
for a
up.
long time.
Let's
I still want to dive into the map, but that map that you have right here,
Mhm.
all of these men that are on this map, Okay, all of these evil
There
people.
are a lot of men. There's, I think, 3 women: Sarah Ferguson,
That's what
Miss
I'm saying.
Rothschild, and Lynn Forrester.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not discounting the fact that there's evil women. I mean, you got freaking Hillary Clinton. Come on. But these men, okay, these men are the reason why we have the issues we do, because of weak, corruptible men.
Yeah, like this guy. Let me zoom in on his face. This is my favorite.
Screw this guy.
This is my most corruptible
Oh, dude.
Lawrence Douglas Fink.
Oh, bro, he looks like a bird. He looks like a freaking bird, man. He looks like a vulture.
CEO of BlackRock.
Ugh.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about BB and we talked about corruptible evil men.
Yeah, we're going right back into the map, guys. Hang tight.
Do you know who Ron Lauder is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you know about Ron Lauder?
I've heard his name like a million times. So I know that isn't his son the one that was just put in charge of Zorro Ranch?
Correct. No. His son is deeper than Zorro Ranch. So I'll scroll over.
Or no. He was put in like a political power.
Yes.
What is he in charge of again?
So his son. All right. So this is his daughter, Jane.
Because he's the president of the Jewish Coalition or whatever.
World Jewish Congress.
The Congress. That's
president of the World Jewish Congress, which was created by the same guy that trusted to Common Trust. So it's weird.
And rolled out Zionism.
Right. So this is his daughter, Jane.
Okay.
Right here.
Yep.
Some of the bar. Jane serves on the board for Estee Lauder. Estee Lauder is Ron Lauder's company.
Oh, she's
gigantic cosmetics brand. All the women in the chat probably know exactly who Estee Lauder is. They have like a 9% share of the entire world's cosmetic brands. It's insane. She's been on the board of directors. So is a Rothschild, by the way. And he got this business from, let me scroll down here, from his mom. His mom passed away. He got all of the money. He is the sole heir to this money. He became a billionaire overnight. I think he was already peaked into a billionaire, became a super billionaire because this company's worth $25.9 billion. Okay. So this is the same guy that told Trump to go to Greenland. Did you know that?
That's right.
This is the same guy who in 2019 told Trump, yo, we should go get Greenland.
Yep.
And now we're going to get Greenland.
And I wonder why.
Which is, well, so, man, we'd have to go into the whole Freedom City thing for that. Because,
but I understand.
Yeah, we will have to do this again.
Let's do that on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll do Freedom Cities on the podcast. Tomorrow, podcast getting shot. Would you drop them same day or later?
No. It'll be out probably like a week or two later.
Okay, so catch the podcast. We'll go into Freedom Cities and how that connects to Greenland.
Yep.
But let's go into his son because that's a big one.
Okay.
So his son-in-law is the husband of Jane. This is Jane and Kevin Warsh. Kevin Warsh served on the Federal Reserve Board from 2006 to 2011 during the financial crisis. Kind of important. Those two also really loved to party because they went to St. Bart's for a Christmas party hosted by Jeffrey Epstein. Here is the invite list.
Can't
Jane
make it up, dude.
And Kevin Warsh.
Who else is on that list?
It's a list of about 46. Ghislaine's right there. But
Ben
Lambert, that's another big name. I can get you the full list. I have that email, but I zoomed it in specifically on them for this.
Right.
St. Bart's is right next to Little St. James. But the big point of this, other than the fact that Kevin Warsh had served on the Federal Reserve Board, that's really important for sure. He's powerful. Trump just appointed him to be the chairman of the Federal Reserve.
That's right. That's okay. Yes, I knew that.
So Ron Lauder's son-in-law.
It's the Jewish Conference guy's son. That's the Federal Reserve. Yes, I remember hearing that.
The Jewish World Congress's son-in-law now has the reins over our economy. And Ron Lauder, let me pull
Say that again, though, because I don't know if people actually realize that that's what that means.
When
he has control over the Fed,
son-in-law,
you literally are pulling the strings of the entire economy.
The Rothschild, Rockefeller, JP Morgan created Federal Reserve. Yes. Going, oh man, I did the 4-finger thing, dude. I'm gonna have to tell my wife about the 4-finger thing. That might be that might be something new.
That sounds
We're off my live now. Now it's free game. The Epstein connections are stark. I'm just gonna scroll through all these emails about Ron. They bought art.
Dude.
They were in super communication.
They bought art?
Him and Leon Black.
Okay, so you know what is
him and Leon
you
Black
know what art
huge.
is like notoriously.
It's for fraud. Well, it is, but yes, I have heard the other side of it too.
Kids.
Yes, but there was billions in Leon Black's collection that Jeffrey Epstein.
That's what I'm saying is there was many You can go through it. There's like
Yeah.
many cases where they have, I mean, obviously they haven't proven it because they haven't proven any of this stuff, but it was very clear that it was highly likely that the art they were buying were actual humans. That they were using art as a like a code word.
Have you seen the art that was
Same thing with the freaking Wayfair stuff, using furniture,
Oh my god, that one,
which is 100% real, by the way.
100% real.
Like,
have you seen the art that was at Zorro Ranch?
No, I've seen the art that was in Epstein's. Oh yeah, the tracks.
I'll get that off YouTube.
Yeah, don't zoom
wanna
in too much.
quickly.
But yes, that's
child sacrifice picture. Okay, can I blow your mind about Ron Lauder?
Please do.
And if you already know this, you've already had your mind blown at one point over this. So
I'm listening. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm just going right here for a minute.
Yeah. So Ron Lauder, super Epstein connected. Ron Lauder, super mega billionaire, connected to this Howard Lutnick guy too. We have a picture with him and Howard Lutnick. Now, the deeper side of Ron is Ron worked at the U.S. Embassy in the 80s.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right. So he worked at the U.S. Embassy in the 80s. And right here, World Jewish Congress gives his whole bio, blah, 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 blah. He's super anti-Semitic. Here's some tweets. He funds a lot.
Anti-Semitic.
He's very anti-Semitic, big time. So if we were to scroll through and see February 21st, 1986, this is when he was serving.
The Republic of Austria.
Yeah, he was, exactly. He was for Austria, exactly. Since 1983, Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense of Europe, and then by 1986, took on the role as Ambassador for America.
Look who we got here.
So guess who else worked in the United Nations as an ambassador to Israel during that same time? Bibi Netanyahu.
Yeah, and you said Austria, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where was that submarine connection?
Is it Austria? I don't know.
It's Germany.
Yeah. Jeez.
So
there's deeper. It's deeper than just connections. Okay. So they're buddies. We have a lot of articles that said that they're longtime friends. Here's what's sick. Okay. So a little bit of history on Bibi Netanyahu. He came to power in 1996.
Yep.
As the prime minister of Israel.
Yeah.
This was shortly after his stint with the U.S. Embassy.
Mm-hmm.
The current prime minister at the time was named. Let me pull up the name so I can say it correctly.
It wasn't Ehud Barak, was it?
No, it's Yitzhak.
No, Yitzhak. Yep.
Yitzhak.
Mm-hmm.
Yitzhak was the prime minister. I believe Ehud Barak was the secretary of defense or something at that point.
And then
he was within the leadership. Well, he was within his leadership, but then after stayed in it.
Right.
The wife of Yitzhak insinuates that Bibi had to do with it. So no, nothing to look at there. So then this guy named Shimon Peres steps in as the new prime minister.
Yeah. Yep.
Bibi Netanyahu runs against Shimon Peres. Now, Bibi is set to lose. The initial marks are Shimon's going to win. So Bibi Netanyahu hires this guy named Robert Finkelstein, seen here looking like an actual Men in Black worm coming out of the dirt to find a child to prey on.
Finkelstein.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a cartoon. So Robert Finkelstein is the strategist that came in to manage his campaign and brought about American-style slander policies.
Yeah. Finkelstein also eventually was the one that turned on Bibi Netanyahu in the Bibi files.
Different Finkelstein.
Oh, it was a different guy.
Different Finkelstein.
Okay.
Yep.
Because
I wanted to see if
the
they were
campaign
connected.
manager totally turned on him.
A later manager.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But this guy, stout.
Different guy.
Stout.
Got it.
I'm sorry. Arthur Finkelstein. Maybe that's why I got you confused with Robert. Sorry.
Yep.
Apologies.
That's what I
Arthur
was thinking.
Finkelstein.
Okay.
Maybe I was thinking about that same Robert. And that's what
Mhm.
because I did look that up, see if they were connected. They're not. Similar to
Because you've seen the Bibi files.
Yes.
Yeah.
I realized when I watched an edited version. I was actually watching the unedited version on the plane.
I didn't even know there was an editor.
It's longer. It's like another hour.
What's the difference?
I don't know yet. I haven't finished it. But it's all the interrogations and
Interesting.
Miriam Adelson's in it. But okay. So he choreographs his campaign. Guess who he was also connected to? Ron Lauder.
Giuliani?
So Rudolph Giuliani, Richard Nixon, and Reagan utilized this man for their campaigns. This man brought Republican-style slander campaigns to Israel. Right. To get Bibi in office. Okay. This is this is another guy. His name was Yitzhak Fisher, different than the Yitzhak who had been murdered.
Campaign treasurer.
He was the campaign treasurer. Him and Ron Lauder would go up to create a company called RSL Communications, and Fisher would be the CEO. So again, Ron Lauder, BB campaign, a lot of connections. BB would end up winning. Let me read this for you. Beyond the national sympathy for Rabin's Labor Party, some saw Netanyahu as complicit in the incitement that led to his assassination. It was Peres's election to lose. Enter Ron Lauder, a Netanyahu ally since the man nicknamed Bibi was Israel's ambassador to the United Nations in the 1980s. Lauder reportedly was a major donor to Netanyahu's 1996 run. More crucial, he brought, and I would take the R out of it because he bought the Republican campaign strategist Arthur Finkelstein for Bibi Netanyahu. Lauder remained in Netanyahu's corner, eventually serving on a Syrian peace board. And at one point saying when Bibi had a book that was coming out, he said, if there's any books that go unsold, this was Bibi's boy. And Ron Lauder, the president of the Jewish Congress, was one of the people interviewed in the Bibi files.
Yeah, I was going to say, because he bought the suit.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
That's tracking now.
So they were boys. Guess who was also boys with Lauder? Sheldon Adelson.
Oh, I knew that.
You know Sheldon Adelson.
I know Sheldon.
So Ron Lauder and Sheldon Adelson.
The whole Adelson family is
they are the people
littered.
that made
Yeah,
Bibi Netanyahu.
they made him.
And now
And
we
it's
have
weird.
Miriam who made Trump. Isn't that interesting? And they're all boys.
And didn't Miriam Adelson also like say, hey, maybe we get you to run for another term? And she was totally
Miriam gave my
There it
campaign
is.
I don't know what you're talking
indirectly
about. I wasn't prepared. for that.
250 million. She was number one. When somebody can give you 250 million, I think that we should give her the opportunity to say hello. And Miriam, make it quick, because 250 million is not what it used to be.
And now I met Alan Dershowitz, and he said the legal thing about 4 more years. And I said, Alan, I agree with you. So we can do it. Think about it.
Alan's here somewhere. She said, think about it. I'll give you another 250 million.
It's just nuts, dog. They call she was the one that called him the greatest Jewish president. And Alan Dershowitz, the same dude who served on the Tyson legal campaign, the O.J. Simpson legal campaign alongside the Kardashian, the same guy who defended Epstein in his 2007 case, the same person who defended Trump, the same person who said verbatim twice that he was introduced to Epstein by a Lady Rothschild. These are sick individuals that have taken control of our political system with money. Also, fun fact about Sheldon out because we talked about him earlier.
Oh, let's talk about Pollard.
Do
Here we
you know
go.
do you know who brought Jonathan Pollard to
Yeah,
Israel?
Adelson.
Adelson
Yeah, he was on her plane.
brought his plane, but yeah,
Or his plane, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, if you guys don't know who Pollard is, do you have a deep dive on him, right?
we have a little section we haven't expanded. on yet.
Pretty much,
yeah, go
arguably
go
the
in.
greatest traitor to the United States
Yes.
in modern history.
And you've seen the Mike Huckabee interview.
Oh
right?
yeah, And then Mike Huckabee went and interviewed him in private and didn't say a word about it. And that is actually the main reason why Tucker Carlson just interviewed Huckabee.
Where's Pollard?
Because
we just have a few.
do you have the video of him talking about the nukes?
I don't have any of John Pollard talking about the news.
He literally threatened the United States.
What?
Oh, dude.
I didn't see. I haven't dug heavy.
You could
into
look this one up. Honestly, just look up Jonathan Pollard interview nuclear warheads.
Jonathan Pollard interview nuclear.
He quite literally talked about how Israel has United States completely under their thumb because of the Samson option. Go to
X is really spy. So saying
I don't know if this is it.
maybe Jerusalem Post. Let's go for it.
It might be. No, that's not it. It's a video. It's an interview. Honestly, go to X. It'll be on X for sure. Yeah, let me help you. I got you.
I got you, baby.
Well, because it's already on that other page.
Oh, okay.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, I'll do it. Do the 4-finger thing.
All right, go to where's the other? Oh wait, where's the?
Is it Safari or Google?
No, it's gonna be Google. Oh, but it's not. Wait, is there another? Yeah, right here. No, what the heck? Oh, here, down here.
What the hell?
There we go.
There we go.
All right, where is it?
Search bar top right here.
X. Do you see X?
You're on X.
Oh, I'm on
brother.
X. What am I
You're on
doing?
X,
Okay.
brother. Look at
So
them
just go there.
notifications. You're popping.
Are you sharing the screen right now or no?
No, but I will.
Okay, so type in Jonathan Pollard.
Nuclear.
Threaten nuclear United States. X is the best search engine. I don't care what anybody says. There it is.
All right, so here's the video.
That's literally it.
I'll
right
just, for
there.
those listening, I'm just going to play the sound so we don't have to go back and forth between the screens.
I don't think they can hear the sound unless you do it. They can't hear the sound. You got to put it on the screen.
Oh, they can't hear the screen?
No, you got to put it on there.
Okay.
Like this is what I'm listening to right now. I don't think they can hear the sound unless you do it. They can't hear the sound. You got.
Oh, they hear
Yeah.
through the mic. Yeah.
No, you got to put it on there. Like this is what I'm listening to right now.
There we
I don't
go.
think they can hear the sound unless you do it.
Remove
They can't hear
screen.
the sound. You
Oh, you got to turn that down. That's breaking my brain.
No, you got to put it on there.
That's breaking my brain. All right, let me go. Share screen. Jonathan Pollard. Share.
There you go.
All right, let's rock.
1973, during the Yom Kippur War, when Henry Kissinger instituted
Oh, there's that guy again.
arms embargo against us. He stopped the aerial resupply of our army at that point to extract diplomatic concessions.
Wait. Start over. You don't have it on the screen. Sorry, guys. Hang on one sec.
Oh, it says sharing right now.
It's sharing, but it's not like
It's not playing the audio.
it's not playing on the actual. You gotta put it on the stage.
I gotta reshare. My bad.
Yeah. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry about that.
My apologies. We don't have a tech guy. Boom.
There we go.
Now
Okay.
we're in.
And then now you should be able to actually play it. So start over.
1973, during the Yom Kippur War, when Henry Kissinger instituted an arms embargo against us. He stopped the aerial resupply of our army at that point to extract diplomatic concessions from us. And what happened? What happened was an A4 Skyhawk was parked at Tel North Air Base with some interesting weapons under its wings. And we told the Americans, take your eye in the sky and take a good look at the airplane that's on that runway. And the next day, the airlift started. So the guy that I was talking to Israel, the arms airlift.
So in other words, we threatened their.
We threatened to use unconventional weapons. I'll leave it at that. And so he said, is this what you want us to threaten now? I said, absolutely, except this time I want us to go forward with it if necessary. If they think we're bluffing, we go forward with it. Look.
So yeah, no big
I have
deal.
not seen that clip.
So no big deal. One of the greatest traitors in the history of America is here actually threatening America with unconventional warfare. And Mike Huckabee goes and interviews him in private.
Good God.
And by the way, to your point, he flew on Sheldon Adelson's plane. Why? They flew him back to Israel to seek asylum.
Yeah.
So that he wasn't
as pedophiles do.
Yeah, exactly, because he's also a pedophile. That part.
Oh man, do you believe in the Samson option?
100%.
You think it's real?
For sure.
I that part is so like.
I think that might be actually what's being held over Trump's head. I think. Look, I've said this so many times.
That's a humongous thing to hold over.
I've said this so many times. I think that
with their undisclosed nuclear program,
really, I think at this point I'm going like, it's a broken record. So I brought this up many times. Trump's mentor.
I just said the Samson option. Some stuff. Can you tell them what the Samson option is?
Okay, so the Samson option is literally the nuclear deterrent program for Israel. So one of the reasons why they don't tell us how many nukes they have, right? All they tell us is that they have somewhere between 200 and 300 nukes or whatever, something like that.
And like no confirmed.
And they don't have to confirm it. And for some reason, they don't have to disclose it.
And the name of that guy was Jonathan Pollard.
Jonathan Pollard, yeah. But the Samson option is basically the theory that Israel, if it gets to the point where Israel is feeling like they are being threatened to the point of non-existence, so if anybody ever threatens to actually take them and wipe them off the map, that they will ultimately do what Samson did, which is Samson brought the entire temple down on everybody by pulling the chains that he was on, right? And it just killed everybody. So their whole idea is that the Samson option is that they will just fire off all their nukes from their subs and everything else and take the entire world with them. And that's their nuclear deterrent program. And so I've said this many times.
Jesus Christ.
I think that so Trump's mentor, who was Trump's mentor? You know who it was, right? Based on Whitney Webb's book?
His many mentors. Which one are you
Well,
speaking
his
of?
main mentor, though, is Roy Cohn.
Roy Cohn.
Roy Cohn was his main mentor.
He said he was his greatest student.
Exactly. And
what does that even mean when you're an attorney?
It means that Trump knew everything that Roy Cohn knew. And what
Who
was
was a
Roy...
mobster lawyer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what was he a master of? He was a master manipulator, and he was a master of putting important and powerful people in compromising situations and then knowing exactly how to leverage it against them.
He ran a sexual black ring.
J. Edgar Hoover, bro. He had J. Edgar Hoover compromised.
Yeah.
Okay. So that being said, with the fact that Trump was he was Trump's mentor. Okay. I think Trump is a lot of things, but one thing I really don't think he is stupid. And if you have this guy as a mentor, you would have to be the biggest moron on planet Earth to allow yourself to actually be compromised in something like the Epstein Island. Like, if you're going to do that, if you actually are into kids, you do it in your penthouse with no cameras and nobody knows and nobody finds out. Like, I cannot believe that Trump would be so stupid to put himself and actually be one of those people on the island doing those things. Like, I think he's been to the island for sure. And I think that he was like into, prostitutes and all kinds of stuff like that. But I genuinely don't think that they actually have him like compromised in the way that they do these other men. I think that what they
maybe not in the way they have them, but like a 14-year-old, 16-year-old, which is pedophilia, disgusting. It's not kids, 12-year-olds.
I don't even know. I don't even think they have that.
I think they do.
No, I don't, dude. I don't.
There's
think
so much.
He would have to
evidence.
be so stupid.
I get it, but there's so much character evidence in the 90s.
But here's what.
That's who he was.
But not with 14-year-olds. He was with like 19-year-olds. He was with models.
But no, but he had young girls like on his laps and stuff.
It might be.
Maybe.
I guess my point is just I think it's far more.
I agree with you that he's not stupid.
I'm not saying it's not possible.
Yeah.
Like, it's possible for sure. But what I'm saying is I think, in my opinion, it's far more likely that what they actually, like, if they have blackmail on Trump, like if it's true that they have blackmail on Trump, it's far more likely, in my opinion, that it's either they've threatened somebody close to him, his family, whatever, or Bibi's holding the Samson option over his head. And if that's the case,
is a crazy Trump card.
And if that's the case, dude, like, what would you do? You're the leader of the free world, and you have this guy who is clearly unhinged, and he's saying, you do everything I tell you to do, or I will blow the world up. Because I don't care.
And to your point, actually, too, the blackmail side, where I'll say that point has a lot of leverage, is we already have something of like 26 different indictments, and we have 30 plus women that over the years have come out and said that he assaulted me. Like E. Jean Carroll's a prime example.
You're Trump, you're saying?
Yeah, with Trump.
Yeah. I don't think
that blackmail against something that might not be enough. No, because clearly MAGA doesn't care that he's done that.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying, dude. I don't think it's like
nukes makes a lot more sense, actually.
That's what I'm saying.
I get
it's possible that he's involved in that stuff. I'm like, yeah, he was obviously a sexual deviant. He obviously raped women. Like, everybody knows that. That's a very common, like, well-known thing. I'm not saying he didn't do those things. What I'm saying is that it's far less likely that the blackmail held over his head right now is like child sacrifice than it is freaking the nukes.
Right.
Like, I think that's far more likely that Bibi would have the power over Trump by simply saying, you do what I say, or.
To your point, I think there was a recent, let me pull this up.
Oh, cool. We got
yeah, I'm pulling this up right now.
Yeah. Hey, Larissa, you're awesome. Thank you, Larissa. Freaking there was MVP tonight.
There was a recent Perfect Union article, or actually full-on interview, where they talk about Bohemia Grove and Trump gets brought up, and he said that it's reported, and they actually had a lady who's near Bohemia Grove that's been protesting it for decades say that they didn't want Trump.
Yeah,
Trump couldn't join.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's what I'm saying.
Trump's like in his own club.
That's what I'm saying.
When you look in the
that's why I'm saying that if he was going to do these things, I feel like he's so egotistical that he wouldn't do it around other people. He would do it on his own without cameras, and nobody knows the difference, and he just gets away with it.
Right.
Because again, dude, I just can't imagine this guy being with Roy Cohn and watching Roy Cohn completely control the freaking director of the FBI.
Yeah.
And use that stuff against him, and then go and do the same thing and know that he's going to be compromised the same way.
I love this point right here about Cohen. It says Cohen referred to Donald Trump as his best friend.
Yeah.
Cohen told journalists.
See, look at that. Trump phoned him 15 to 20 times a day. How could you possibly call that guy and talk to him as much as he did and then put yourself in the exact same situation that you probably knew he was doing with everybody else?
Do you know who Cohen was also connected with? Alan Dershowitz.
Oh, I know. Alan Dershowitz. Dude, Alan Dershowitz is
everywhere.
Littered.
Cohen was also friends with Estee Lauder.
Yep.
And Trump was the last person to speak to Cohen on the phone before he died.
That's what I'm saying, dude. The other thing, too, is there is some weight.
Oh, I do have more, John.
The other thing is this. There is some weight to be held as far as like the whole argument of, well, if Trump was actually as bad as they say he was in the Epstein files, why didn't the Democrats try to get the Epstein files released more, right? There is some weight there. You have to understand that. You have to consider it. So it's like, I think it's far more likely. I mean, I know they're all involved in it, and that's the main reason. But I think it's far more likely that this guy's being blackmailed in other ways.
Yeah.
I think that is,
holding
either that or he really is just part of this entire cabal and he's freaking just.
And either, I don't know which one's worse. I don't know if him being a part of the cabal or there's nukes being held over our head right now
Yeah.
And man, that even gets biblical because, in Revelations, it describes that a third of the population will die due to fire from the sky.
Not only that, all nations will turn against the state of Israel.
Yeah.
That is
pretty prophetic to what you're talking about.
And the thing is this too, if you really want to go into like Jewry and what they're ultimately trying to do,
Someone said, why not both? Could be both.
The other thing is they're trying to usher in the Antichrist. And in order to usher in the Antichrist, in order to achieve the Greater Israel Project, what do you have to do? You have to do all of what you're doing right now. You have to turn the entire world against Jews, right? In order to create that idea of the manifest destiny
you're right.
movement with Jews.
To fulfill the prophecy.
You literally have to turn the entire world against the Jews to fulfill the prophecy.
So do you think things like the I'm going to say geocide again for the sake of the algorithm, but do you think things like that are
for what?
The Palestinian genocide. Do you think things like that are purposefully done to invoke hatred against Israel?
100. Why would you stream it? 100% it was intentional.
Yeah. Why would you call back your security?
If they wanted to do that and get away with it and not have anybody know, they would have done it in a vacuum. They could have steamrolled that entire place and nobody would know the difference. They streamed the entire thing on the main stage. We watched a genocide take place on the main stage and they did it. They streamed the entire thing. So how else would you, why else would they do that? They are doing it on purpose. And all this stuff about anti-Semitism, guys, why do you think it is that every time you turn around, all you hear about is anti-Semitism, whether it's favor of or not in favor of? They are purposely pushing this out there.
I got a complaint against my real estate license for being anti-Semitic.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, look.
It didn't go anywhere, but.
You remember I told you my story earlier about how everything got started and then I started to get censored and shadow banned and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Dude, so the main reason why I even started to dig deeper into the Israel issue and the Zionists and all that stuff, and the reason why I'm at this point, I feel like I'm freaking disgustingly educated in the history of that freaking region, is because in 2023, I met a guy through one of my really good friends who's very successful. This guy was one of the highest producing ad agencies for Meta, for Facebook, and had multi-billion-dollar contracts. And he was a secret conservative. And he told me when we met, he said, I've heard about your shadow ban. I've heard how bad you're censored. Give me your account information. I'm going to dig into it and see if I can help you. So I gave it to him. 2 weeks, he comes back and he goes, dude, I'm so sorry, but there's nothing I can do. Like they basically have put a label on you and you're done. Like that. I can't, they told me not to touch it because it would affect my other accounts. And he's like, I love you, but like, I can't affect multi-billion-dollar companies. And I said, dude, I get it. That's fine. Whatever. Like I accept it for what it is.
How would you being able to go Instagram live affect multi-billion-dollar companies?
No. Him trying to change him trying to get me unshadow banned,
right,
and advocating for my account would affect his companies that his agency was running ads for.
How so?
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, dude, I get it. I understand. And I asked him why. I said, can you just tell me what it is that they said that like I did? Because at this point, dude, if people have been following me for any amount of time, I actually wasn't really loud about COVID. I didn't really say vaccine. I didn't really talk about it because I knew it was such a buzzword.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was kind of playing the game. I didn't really talk about that. Also, I'm a big believer in freedom. And it's like, I'm not going to get vaccinated because I'm not retarded. And I'm not going to wear a mask because I'm not retarded. But at the end of the day, if you guys want to do it, cool, that's your freedom. Go do it, whatever. Just don't force me or my kids to do it, right? That was kind of my thing. But anyway, the things I did talk about was all the same things that I have forever: government corruption, pedophilia, Pizzagate, all that kind of stuff. So I assumed that what he was going to come back with was like, you know, it's the Hillary Clinton stuff that you talk about, or it's all the dark evils, like whatever. No, he comes back and he says anti-Semitism. And I was like, it was like completely out of left field because, dude, at this point in 2023, I didn't even mention Israel, Jews. In my mind, at this point, anti-Semitism for me was like, I watched American History X. And that was like the only extent of my knowledge as far as like actual anti-Semitism goes. And I was like, what? Like they said I hate Jews? Like that's how ridiculous it was to me. And he goes, yeah, they said that you display a lot of Jew hatred. And I was like, I haven't even said the word Jew on my platform ever. Like not one time in history. I never have talked about that. I've never even come in remotely close to that. I said, what post did they flag? It was a black square post that you know how I do those text box posts, just black square with white text. It was the one that I posted that said, America's knees only bow to God. They used that post and flagged my entire account as anti-Semitic. And that's what made me actually start to dig into it, because I was like, okay, so they put this label on me. I want to know why. And that's when I started to realize, oh, it's because that's the label. That's what they put on you. And then once that's there, you are blacklisted, right? And that was kind of my wake up to this whole thing was then, right? Because I kind of knew about the cabal and stuff, but what I didn't realize was how deep it went into Israel and all this and everything else.
Right.
And
being anti-Israeli government, or someone said being anti-Zionist is not being anti-Semitic.
Yeah, exactly. So that was like, that's why I was like, because it was totally out of left field, dude. I was like, what are you talking about? Anti-Semitism? Like, I thought you were going to say the same thing they've been saying about me being a domestic terrorist.
I recently,
that's what I was expecting. I was expecting like government watch list or something.
I recently learned just the word being Semitic.
It
has to do with the language of that region.
Yeah.
And that Palestinians are just as Semitic.
No, not just as. More.
Yeah, because they've actually been there longer.
Did you know Bibi Netanyahu's not actually...
He's from like Czechoslovakia, right?
Or
his parents were?
He's Polish.
Yeah. Was it Poland? I thought it was Czechoslovakia. His parents were.
I thought it was Poland.
Maybe.
I could be wrong.
I know he's not from Israel.
I thought it was Poland. He's not from Israel. And
he's not from Israel.
He's not like... Yeah,
he got there when he was like 6.
And there's a reason why they don't allow genetic testing.
In Israel.
Did you watch the interview with Huckabee with Tucker?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of the main things he was talking about was why don't you guys
not just do it and prove it?
Just test it and prove it. If you guys are so sure that you're land because you're this and that, do it.
Well, and the part of that interview, and we talked about this earlier, is the biblical claim to that land is most of what they stand on for why they're doing it. And if you go into the biblical text, and I'm not a biblical scholar, but I was raised in a church, I was raised in the Bible.
It's completely fabricated.
It's the actual verse says
Israel is us.
Yeah, it is. To be very clear, the Abrahamic covenant of Genesis 12 was fulfilled in the death and resurrection of Christ, if you believe that. And again,
but Judeo-Christianity was a political movement.
It doesn't exist. It's not a thing.
It's not real.
You can't believe in the Jewish belief was that Christ is burning in hell in excrement, and he was a false prophet, a riot creator, and not the Son of God. They are still waiting on their Son of God.
That computer's going to die. Is it unplugged? Sorry.
Battery low. Well, we're getting close to I'll probably have to jump off.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, but
yeah.
The biblical text, again, that promise of land was fulfilled in Christ's life and death based off that book. It says it. And it says that Israel are Jews and Gentiles. It is everybody who is found in Christ. Christ is the new Israel.
Yeah.
They call him the new Adam.
Yeah.
But if we're going to put all that to the side, and you were just to go to the text and see what does it actually define as the land, they define it 3 chapters later. And it says from the Nile to the Euphrates. And if you pull up a map and look at from the Nile, because people have heard that phrase before, and they're like, "Oh, Israel." No, that's Israel.
It's greater
That's
Israel.
Palestine. That's parts of Iraq. It's parts of Iran. It's parts of Jordan, Syria, Egypt.
Have you seen the patch that's on the IDF uniform?
No.
Pull it up. Type in, do it, just search it on X, type in IDF patch, uniform patch.
Is it this? Oh, that's Greater Israel.
Does that look like the state of Israel to you?
No. Wow. Yeah, that's part of Egypt right there. Whoa. I've never seen that.
That's their patch. These people are literally.
Can I get another one? Because that's just on Reddit. Is there?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's everywhere, dude.
But it's just this one picture. Are there other pictures?
No, there's other pictures. You can find them.
It's just this one picture.
That's why I said look in X.
I get freaked out when I only see one.
No. There's a picture of an actual soldier wearing it.
Okay.
That's probably on X.
We'll get it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna switch the stream over to, when I get it, I'll switch it over.
Yeah.
IDF patch.
Yep. That probably will bring it up.
Same picture. Give me another picture.
No. Go look at the video. I think it's like right here. It shows it. Where is it?
Show it. Show the patch.
There. No.
That's not it.
That's not it.
That's not it. Again, I just want to see another.
I can't. You know. I know somebody who does have it though. They sent it to me because it wasn't. It wasn't this. It was some. No, that's not it either.
Pictures. Again, same picture, same angle. Give me another one. And look at that. Matches the exact thing.
Yep.
Matches that.
Yep. But Greater Israel is not a conspiracy theory. Dude.
It is not.
Greater Israel is 100% a real thing. And I'm gonna have to find.
Why is there only one picture?
There's the other one right there.
Oh yeah, here's another picture.
There's the other one.
That's another one. Wow. Yeah, that's the same image. Is it the same writing? Yep, it's the same.
It's the same thing, dude.
Yeah.
That is.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't some AI something.
No, for sure.
Because the text is the exact same.
That is their patch.
And this is a different lighting. This is a different angle. This is a different.
That is their patch. So they're blatantly telling you.
Let me bring this up on screen real quick.
Like that's what they're doing, dude.
Let me bring this up.
They're literally they're going after this entire region, little by little. There's only one left. There's only one stronghold left. What is it? It's Iran.
That's it is. Here's another image of it.
So what we're showing you guys, for those of you that don't maybe not understand, that is not a shape. That's the patch that's on the IDF uniform, but it's not the shape of Israel. It's the shape of Greater Israel. So it's the shape of the entire region that they are conquering.
Which again, from the Nile to the Euphrates, where does the Nile run through? Runs through Egypt, to my knowledge.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
To my knowledge, runs through Israel, or runs through Egypt, not Israel.
Yes.
So yeah, here's the Greater Israel. Here's the patch.
And guess who's allowing them and helping them to do it?
Damn.
Us. We are.
So okay, so how does back and geopolitically, I'm very unastute or non-astute. I'm not smart.
So do you know
how does Iran have to do with it if they're outside of the Greater Israel?
Because Iran is the stronghold for all of the proxy groups
for Iraq and Jordan and all them,
for Hezbollah, for the Houthis, for all of these organizations that are standing against Israel in all these other areas. Mm-hmm. If they can take out, Iran is the head of the snake to them,
and it's the most populated, to my knowledge, of all these countries. Too.
Yeah.
Iran is outside of Saudi Arabia.
Iran is their last.
How are they going to get Saudi Arabia,
bro?
How are they going to get that's 30% of Saudi Arabia? How are they going to manage that?
I mean, you watched what they did in Gaza.
I mean, yeah.
So that's the thing, dude. It's like, it's very blatant when you actually look into that. Somebody, what was that? I want to make sure we hit that super chat. Somebody Larissa put. What did she say?
Yeah.
Did she ask a question?
Do you think? Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think Trump has always been compromised? I miss the old Trump, or did we have what we thought, two wings of the same bird? No, that's a good question, and I will tell you my opinion. I do think that I think his first presidency, I think his first administration, he was not compromised. I think he was genuinely running against the system, running against the media. I think that's why it garnered so much support. I think that's why people were like, so, we were all about it. But if you noticed, towards the end of his administration, I think he realized that the system was going to beat him out. And the whole thing with COVID and Operation Warp Speed, and like, he went from being the bulldog that everybody loved to being a puppy lapdog that basically just gave up. And then not only that, he allowed that Fed surrection to happen and left everybody hanging out to dry. So I think Trump's balls were cut off at the end of his first administration, but I don't think it was always like that.
Can I bring up the Abrahamic thing again?
Absolutely.
Again, because I think the Bible, at the very least, is a beautiful form of poetry, if you believe it in or not. It doesn't matter. Like there's a lot of beauty in like the mirroring. There in the verse that Zillennial America is bringing up, it talks about in the Bible in Genesis that this promise involves God's going to keep Abraham's seed, and the seed is going to plant many. And I find it very interesting that God keeps a male seed from the man who's going to breed many, more than the stars. I think he's going to outnumber the stars. And then Christ is born of a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
So where'd the seed come from? I think there's some poetry in. I think there's some poetry in that.
Yeah, interesting.
And speculation. But again, the Bible that they use to incite Bible. This, the Rothschild funded Bible, the Bible that they use to incite this very war doesn't lay that out. It's this 1940 something Schofield Bible funded by the Rothschilds, but had the first editorial notes and footnotes that labeled out Genesis 12 as being, you have to support Israel in order to get to heaven.
For me, this is just so simple. For me, it's so simple, and it's crazy that we even have to argue about this. Yeah. The Jews don't believe in Jesus Christ.
Well, they believe he lived, but they don't believe he's God.
They don't believe
he's
that
in hell burning in excrement.
It's not only just that. That's like, that same thing with that. Like, whenever people bring up the low-hanging fruit in the Talmud, like, yes, it's true, whatever.
Sick, yeah.
But dude, it's just the simple fact that they don't believe that Jesus Christ is the Savior.
He's an atheist. He's not even Jew. He's not even a Jew.
They don't believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. So how in the hell can you tell me that we are supposed to support, and not only support, but we are supposed to basically protect the one group that believes that our God, that our Savior, is not who we believe he is? Like, the cornerstone of our religion. They vehemently reject the cornerstone of our religion.
Which brings back to your point, is how does Judeo-Christian become a thing when they believe polar opposite?
Mass political manipulation. That's how it becomes a thing. To me, it's like, it's so easy, man. And it's insane when anybody even gets it. This is why people don't debate me, dude. The amount of people that I've challenged to debate that refuse to, because I will literally make them look like morons. It's like, dude, how can you argue it with me? Tell me. They hate Jesus. Why do I support them? Go ahead. Well, because this is Abraham. And they hate Jesus. Tell me why I support them. Like, that's it. That's where the argument ends. It's over. And that's it.
And the Judaism side, too, because it gets confusing, because you can be a Jewish by
They are
blood.
The Pharisees.
Yeah, you can be, rabbinic Jews, absolutely.
They're literally the Pharisees and the Sadducees, the ones that had Jesus Christ killed.
Yeah, now, for those that don't know on that, when Jesus died, the temple fell in, I believe, 71, 72 AD, and then the Pharisees and the Sadducees would kind of disappear into nothingness. The Pharisees.
If this computer dies, by the way, and we just end the stream, sorry.
Yeah, the Pharisees.
You might want to plug it in just because I don't want it to.
We're gonna lose something. We have audio and two cameras.
I don't want it to break the stream. Okay, go ahead.
The Pharisees went on to eventually write the Talmud.
Yes.
And create rabbinic Judaism.
Yes.
Yeah, these are the same people. So, like, again, that debate right there, you can't get around that.
No.
And Bibi Netanyahu, because Judaism
they don't care.
They don't care. You're
That's
right.
the thing,
it's just so complicated, because even I didn't understand it
Jews
for a long time, because you can be born a Jew, you can be like racially a Jew, genetically a Jew, and then you could also take it on as a religion. And they kind of view both. They kind of view both as, you have a right to Israel. And even the Huckabee interview, they brought this up, of both sides have a right to Israel. Well, your very leader isn't from here. He's not by blood, and he also doesn't accept the blood of Christ. So which is he? He's an atheist that isn't from there. So how can he be the front leader of I'm doing this because it's our land. Dog, you don't even know what the book says.
And it goes all the way back too. Like, this is the other thing too. Anytime I get in an argument with these moronic Zionists, these Zionists, like, dude, every single time. Again, another reason they won't debate me, because when you talk to these people, they can only go back to the creation of the state of Israel or the Arab War or whatever. They never go back to where it all actually began. Do you know how the state of Israel actually came to be? Do you understand that? Do you know the history?
It came from Britain in the 1914,
Bro,
1913?
Yes. So in World War I, okay, the region of Israel, Gaza, all that, Palestine.
This will probably be our last take.
This is our last take. It was called Palestine, guys. Okay, it was
when Britain had
it. So Palestine was ruled by the Ottoman Empire. Okay, it was ruled by the Ottoman Empire, and during World War I, Great Britain realized that area was extremely strategic and had a lot of resources, and so they came up with a plan to use the current Palestinians, the Arabs in the area, to overthrow the Ottoman Empire. And Great Britain went to the leader of the Arabs and said, listen, if you help us overthrow the Ottoman Empire, we will give you a free and sovereign state of Palestine. And so what happens? The Arabs do the Arab Rebellion. They overthrow the Ottoman Empire. And then what happens? While they're doing that, Great Britain turns the back on them, pulls the rug from them, and makes a deal with France, which is called the Sykes-Picot Agreement. And what did they actually do? They divided the land up. They created Mandate Palestine, which was Great Britain basically, instead of giving you a free and sovereign state, no, now we're actually just going to control you and control your land. And they gave the rest to France. And then a few years later, that's when the Balfour Declaration came about. And so not only did they pull the rug out from under the Arabs after the Arabs did what they promised they were going to do, they also gave away more than half their land to Jews because of the deal that they made with the Zionists, because they wanted to get support from the Bolsheviks in Russia, because the Bolsheviks were largely Jewish and they had a crazy amount of support. So Britain looked at that as strategic for the war, which, by the way, they ended up rejecting them too. So the other thing that a lot of people don't realize is, guess who was aligned with Theodore Herzl and the whole idea of Greater Israel being in Israel and being in Palestine and moving the Jews there? Guess who was totally in line with them? The Nazis. It was a joint effort to move them all to Palestine. Okay, so that's how that all happened. And so now when you go back and you look at this, you say, okay, so then years later you have the Nakba. And the Nakba is when 700,000 Palestinians were totally displaced from their land, and that's when that's when they created the state of Israel. Okay, do you know what the first terrorist attack in the area was? Do you know who committed it? Because it wasn't the Arabs, it was the Jews. The Jewish militant organization known as the Haganah, which broke off eventually into the Lehi and the oh my gosh, what's the other one? Lehi and...
You're dropping knowledge, man.
Yeah, I can't remember what the other one is. But anyway, the very first terrorist attack, by the definition of terrorism, which is an act of violence against civilian population based on religious or political needs or ideology, right? The bombing of the King David Hotel, where a Jewish militant group killed both Palestinians and Jews and British. That was the first terrorist attack. So now go back and now you have an argument with people and they say, oh, great, Israel has the right to defend itself. Israel's just defending itself. Dog, can you tell me what defense is? If I hit you and you hit me back and then I hit you again, who's defending themselves out of that scenario?
The middle.
I punch you in the face, you hit me back, and then I punch you in the face again. You're the defender, right? So it's the person who draws first blood that's not the defender, right?
Let me read this, and then I'm going to bring up a map to bring up exactly what you're talking about. The British administrative headquarters for Mandatory Palestine, housed in the southern wing of the King David Hotel in Jerusalem, were bombed in a terrorist attack on the 22nd of July, 1946. This would be 2 years after the formation of Israel, I believe, by the militant right-wing Zionist.
No. This is 2 years before.
2 years. It was
48.
40. I always think of 44 because that's
this is before.
That's Bretton Woods. The Zionist underground organization Irgun, that's what it is. Irgun and Lehi. During the Jewish insurgency, 91 people of various nationalities were killed. There's also this map that I was able to find for you. This is a scripture geography map of Palestine.
But Palestine doesn't exist. Yes, it does. Can you guys hear me? How's that? Is that better? Hello? 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 Can you guys hear me? There we go. Okay, that should be working. Nice. Hello? Hello? All right, sorry. It took a minute because computer died, and with the computer died everything else, audio, video, all that stuff. So we've been on here forever, but I'm gonna just like close this out. Zach left because we got that podcast tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, I think I was just explaining kind of the state of Israel, and really that is the truth. Like that's ultimately what happened. But I think I was just explaining. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out right now. But if you guys have any questions or anything you want to throw in the chat, let me know, and I'll answer them as much as I can. If you have any questions about what I was just explaining, that would be good. Throw a super chat in there, and I'll answer it. Thanks for hanging. You guys have been here for a freaking long time. Any questions, guys? And if not, I'm gonna go to bed. Can we get rid of Flock yet? Yeah, we probably should. Definitely should. Absolutely. Thank you, Larissa. You are the MVP. Any other questions, guys? Anything at all? Okay. All right, let's call it. Let's all go to bed. Thank you so much for being here, though, guys. Make sure if you didn't subscribe already, go subscribe to my YouTube. Please leave some comments once this posts, share it, and appreciate you guys. It's been awesome. Podcast tomorrow with Zach should be freaking incredible. Like if you guys think this was fun, it's gonna be pretty rad when we're able to just dive into his web and everything else, because that's ultimately what we're gonna do tomorrow, but we're gonna do it on a little bit different stage. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you. We'll catch you later.